So you got you got that roster and that one. You got both rosters. They are correct. So. I'm sorry we're so cramped, Coach. You got to deal with it.
My mic's out.
When you turn this off.
Because we got to have audio for the seniors. So
Oh.
no one will be here and not do their senior.
Boom, my goodness.
Normally.
They start on.
Pay for it, won't it? Are you going to give them any money?
Yeah, they're giving me 70%.
would have made a lot more out of Ashland because
That's what everybody kept
they
telling
love
me.
their high school sports in Ashland, man. I was talking to Dickie Martin over there, the radio guy.
All I did was we had our crew down there.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start doing it.
And give at least 50% to the school.
Right.
So, you know,
I think there's a win-win there.
I agree. Sorry.
Better deal than that other alternative they got.
There's a business model. Tell them that usually you do 50-50. Because they're our first one.
Yeah.
You give them all of it. And that gets your publicity.
That's what Bridget said. That's what Bridget said. She just give it all. She goes, if we, she would you think of talk about making a friend? Making a friend. I said, I know, that's true.
But
I want to record it. I want to document it and get it on, push it out there.
very good.
These numbers will be easy to see tonight, Coach. Especially on Ashland.
Where's the scoreboard?
I'm the only one that can see it.
Since we just had that short conversation, 2 more people ordered.
If you would make this Ashland game pay-per-view,
Who's this dude?
if you give somebody to Ashland, of course it's not their home game. Bourbon.
Maybe that's where we're going, you know?
The number 20 on your roster.
He's not eligible. That's what they told me over there. He's not even eligible.
This size of that kid.
I know, it's a shame he's not. I said, well, when he does become eligible, he's going to be hell on wheels. Brett Mullins, Hunter Gillum, Paul Humphrey, Jack Alley, Stevens. What's the stadium called? I can't get over that wreck down there, Coach. That was unnerving.
Scared me.
That was unnerving. It was right in front of us. William, that mad wreck was right in front of us. We were sitting down in the patio. Another 20 yards, you'd have had somebody else calling this game. You wouldn't have play-by-play and go.
Number 77, Ryan.
That was bad, man. I bet you we'll hear about that on the TV.
Ryan
I
is
mean,
the son of
news.
Valerie Tomato and Junior Batuist. His future plans are to, he's escorted tonight by Valerie.
31.
His future plans are to achieve college and major in
Wait, sorry. When the play starts, will it be the whole monitor? Will it be the play?
Also want to thank
Will it just be?
It'll just be that box.
Oh, okay.
thank you to the coaches for always seeing the best in me.
Yeah, I got
77, Ryan.
can't do all the bells and whistles because of the,
But what, is your Wi-Fi strong?
yeah, I'm on wired.
Wired in it strong?
Yeah.
Good. So we know that if we ever come over here again, you know?
Yeah, it's good.
Only thing I'm probably gonna do, Coach, is when there's lean out a little bit when there's a play down there, okay?
No problem.
Number 55, Angel Baldovino. Angel's the son of Rosa Suarez. He's
cool.
After high school, he plans to go to college, but at the moment, he does not know where. This comments are first, I would like to thank God for giving me the ability to play the sport I love. I would also like to thank
We're
my
going at
mother
15
for
after
always
William.
being there for me, no matter what.
Yeah,
and
it's
also
streaming now, but you can go
sacrificing
whenever you
so
want to.
much so I
Okay.
can play this sport. Next, I'd like to thank Coach Poppy and Coach Sweet Pea for always believing in me and my ability to play, and for being hard on me because of the potential I have. Thank you, Coach Jones, for always believing in me and my brothers that are here on this field tonight. Finally, I want to thank the Bourbon County community for always supporting the team. Number 55, Angel Valdovinos.
Valdovinos. That's Ladanian.
Number 9, Elijah
Damian
Williams.
Landrum, and he's got number 20. He's not wearing 26. What's up with that?
Elijah is the son of Sarah Williams. He's escorted tonight. Well, some of his family members are Sarah, Aaliyah Brown, Troy Smith Jr., Isabella
He's
Lashley,
26.
Evan Williams, Leighton Bratton, and Ashley White. His extracurriculars includes playing chess, swimming, and playing basketball and football. He's in ETS. He helps out around the community. He loves people, and he's a very good people person. He plans to be the best at whatever it is I choose to do, no matter what.
I gotta fix this radio real quick.
I was just going to say, would you keep us updated on the LCA and the Henry Clay game?
Yeah.
For the game we love to play, so I thank you. Coach Jones and the staff and players, I appreciate the opportunity y'all have given me from transferring from Georgia to perfect my craft here in Kentucky. To my family and friends, I love you all and thank you for pushing and staying on me. I love you all forever have. To my girlfriend Aaliyah, I love you and thank you for supporting me and being there for me. You stayed on me and made sure I was happy and doing right. You were always my number one supporter alongside my mom. I love you. To my biggest supporters, cheerleaders, and ride or die, I love you. We know this wasn't the easiest ride, but push through it. Your support is what matters. Me making you smile was all I wanted. Mom, we are all doing this for you, Uncle Joe. I love you all. Thank you, Elijah. Number 9, Elijah Williams. Congratulations to all of the Bourbon County Colonel seniors.
They're doing senior night because they never know when it's the last game.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Bourbon County High School for high school football tonight. It is going to be Bourbon County at home against the Ashland Tomcats, and I'm going to turn that down just a little bit, Coach, on my headphone. But Bourbon County, they come in 1-1. They're only 1 point away from being 2-0. This is the first game for Ashland this season. They were, of course, their first game was omitted because of the COVID situation. I think they were playing Greenup County or Round County. They canceled that game. So Ashland's coming in. They had a scrimmage game last week, Dickie Martin, the radio guy, told me. So they looked, okay in that. But Ashland's got a fine football team. They got all the way to the regional championship last year, 10-3. And lost to Belfry in that game. So no really embarrassment in that, losing to Belfry.
No, historic program down there at Ashland. Tremendous program over the years. I remember back in the 70s when I was coaching at Bryan Station, we played them quite often, and it was always a hard game up there. So this should be a really good game. Again, you got to give a little advantage to Bourbon because they played twice, and that makes a difference. But who knows? We'll see.
The Ashland Tomcats, they come in led by Keontae Pittman, their outstanding running back. He's a 6 foot, 190-pound senior. All he did last year was rush for 1,265 yards and 17 touchdowns. And Pittman will be a featured back tonight, no doubt. And then they've got J.T. Garrett. Garrett is a wide-out coach, 6 foot, 180-pound senior. He comes in at Wildcat on the quarterback spot. He'll play Wildcat from that quarterback behind Brett Mullins, the starting quarterback. And I tell you what, this Garrett is some good-looking athlete. I
think people are going to be looking at him down the road, too, because it looks like when you have an athlete like that, usually, somebody like that can stand out. So we're gonna take a look at him, and again, we're gonna look at the offensive line. You'll be reading those starters later, but we'll see.
And the Bourbon County football team, the offense counters around the Estes brothers, Clay and Parker Estes. Clay is 34 of 63, 414 yards, 6 touchdowns. He threw 4 of those touchdowns last week in the Bourbon County 1-point loss. And Parker Estes, 12 catches, and 4 of those have gone to the house.
Yeah, you would think that the Estes brothers have a good connection both mentally and physically.
Right.
So I would say, that's going to be a good combination.
And you look at the rest of the Bourbon County team, they've got in the backfield Jalen Sidney, who's carried the ball 32 times this season in 2 games. So he's the primary ball carrier, 32, 118 yards, and 1 touchdown. And, Coach, he's a player that they feel has just tapped into his potential for Bourbon County.
Yeah, and I think Coach Jones was talking about him too. Coach has a really good opinion of this football team. He feels like that could go a long way.
He really does, and we'll give the rest of our starters after we give you a breakdown on Ashland and Bourbon County. Ashland on defense is led by Caleb Tackett. He's the leading tackler from last year. He had 112 tackles last year, Coach, and he's on track for having a 300-tackle career at Ashland, and that's quite a defensive player there, Tackett, for Ashland.
Yeah, that's a machine, absolutely. We'll have to watch him and see how they can block him. He's a linebacker, and it's pretty tough sometimes to get to the linebacker. The offensive line has to really get through that first group, bounce off, play off and play the second level against the linebackers. We'll see.
You're right, Coach. And one thing I've noticed for Ashland's secondary, almost all of them play offense too. You got Jack Alley back there. He's a receiver on the offense. You got J.T. Garrett. Of course, we talked about him, receiver and the Wildcat quarterback. Hunter Gillum is the featured back. Along with, the young man that we already talked about, Pittman. And then you got Brett Mullins, the starting quarterback, who's a corner. So you got a lot of secondary players there that go both ways. Will that be a factor in this game?
Yeah, it should be a factor again, but it's pretty cool. It's a really nice night, so I don't think – and they've played, they played a couple games, so they should be okay. Or is that Ashland? That's Ashland.
Yeah.
No, that's Bourbon. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they should be okay, so –
Bourbon County comes in 1-1 under Coach Jones, and of course he played at Kentucky. Did Dave and also played at Belfry High School for the legendary Philip Haywood.
And the legend is true. Anytime you work or play or coach under Coach Haywood, you learn a lot of football. And so, he's one of the most respected coaches in town. And I think Dave Jones is going to be the same way. Yeah. He's a community leader here.
Yeah. And now it's time for the national anthem here at Bourbon County High School as they take on Ashland. So
They're in the computer. I
I'm
just can't get
not
to it.
taking any breaks.
You just mute the audio. Or I can do the live mention. It don't matter. If I had time to get into that, I would. I spend too much other time.
I'm not really sure. I think we deferred. Okay.
So it looks like Bourbon County won the toss, deferred to the second half. So we'll take a look at Ashland's offense. Jackson Fouch will be the center. He's a lone starter back from last year, Coach, but he's a good size fella, 6'2", 235, and a senior for Ashland, and one of the captains. So it's good to have a captain on that offensive line. He kind of anchors that offensive line from a center spot.
Absolutely. If you're gonna have one person back on your team on the offensive line, the center's a good one.
It's a good one to have back. Sawyer Alley is the right guard, 6'2", 280. Blake Messer's a right tackle, 6'2", 235, and a junior. On the left side, we got Grant German. He's 6 foot, 200-pound junior. And you can guess pretty much, Coach, that he's a pulling guard if he's only 200 pounds, right?
Yeah, quick as a cat. We'll take a look at him. We'll watch him tonight.
Yeah, Jordan Jones is a left tackle. He's a good-sized kid, 6'1", 250, and a junior. Asher Stevens is a tight end, wearing number 38 tonight instead of 34 for the Tomcats. And in the backfield, Brett Mullins is the quarterback, 5'9", junior. For Brett, the featured back will be Keontae Pittman, 6 foot, 190 senior. And I talked to the coach, Coach Love. He's been there 19 years, Coach, 8 years as the head coach. He's a Moorhead State grad. And I talked to Coach Love, and he said Keontae Pittman will be a superstar. He's being recruited by several colleges right now. In the lead right now is Miami of Ohio, I believe.
Good. That's a good school. Yeah, these running backs and these offenses are pretty important, and he's playing both ways, so he might get a little worn down. We'll see.
And the wideouts are J.T. Garrett, a 5'11", 180-pound senior. And J.T. Garrett, what can you tell us about Garrett, Coach? He's just a special athlete.
Special all the way around. We were talking about him earlier, and Coach Love mentioned him too. Just a super guy, super athlete, but also a really good person.
And another featured receiver, Paul Humphrey, a 5'8" senior. He wears number 7, and he'll be a wideout. You'll look for him tonight. Hunter Gillum is the running back. He's 5'10", 198 pounds, and a senior. You got Jack Alley at a wideout. That's the starters for the Ashland Tomcats. They come in. It's their first ball game this year for Ashland, first football game of the season. And, Coach, we know Bourbon County has played 2 games already. And, boy, that's a big advantage, I think, for Bourbon County. We'll take a look at their defense, and then you'll tell us what you think about the start of this game. Corey McMahon is the leading tackler on the team in the defensive end. Angel Valdivinos is a tackle, defensive, 6 foot, 240. Ryan Tomata is a nose tackle. Elijah Williams is a 6'3", 220-pound senior, and he is a defensive tackle. Parker Estes plays defensive end, 6'4", 190, and a senior. I tell you, you got like that size right there, 6'4" for Estes. He not only does it from his receiving spot, he's a defensive end as well.
And that's a very important position in football right now. An edge player is very, very important.
We're seeing that with Bud Dupree of the Steelers.
Oh,
and of course, Josh Allen plays with, Jacksonville Jaguars. Bo Stinson is a linebacker. This is for Bourbon County. He's a 5'8", 175-pound senior. Marcus Floyd, who has 2 interceptions, is the outside linebacker. The free safety and the strong safety, Kagan Heflin's a good one. Braden Frederick and Jalen Sidney is a corner. And that's the Bourbon County defense. So Bourbon County will be kicking. Corey McMahon, I believe, does mainly the kicking chores for this Bourbon County team.
Because they gave a lot of money, ammunition, and help to the revolutionary soldiers in the American Revolution. So they named the county after the Bourbon family, the Bourbon Colonels. So that's a interesting fact. And Bourbon County only has one bourbon distillery. That's a new distillery. So people like bourbon, like me.
Yep.
That's some information.
We got other games going on the Prep Spin Network tonight. We know that Henry Clay and Pikeville are playing. Pikeville led 12-0 early on in that game, and LCA's taking on Williamsburg. So dropping back deep for, looks like Ashland won the toss and deferred. And that's just the opposite of what we were given. So it will be the Bourbon County team receiving, and kicking will be
They're switching now.
Yeah, they are switching. So switching sides of the field. So I was told that they deferred, and Ashland will be kicking to Bourbon County.
All right, they got it straight. The officials took a minute, Gary, to get this straight. They made the mistake on which end of the field to be on.
Yep.
All right, about ready to go.
So set to kick off, and I think I'm going to have to stand up to do this game and see this field here, Coach. And dropping back there is Heflin. Kagan Heflin is back deep, waiting to receive the kick coming. And there's the kick, and it will be back at the 5-yard line, coming out to the 10, and that is going to be Jalen Sidney, and he takes it up to the 15, and a good stop there by the Tomcats.
Looks like Caleb Tackett was in on that tackle.
Yep, and Vinny Palladino helped as well, Coach.
Nice job. Okay, got him backed up. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, at the 15-yard line, and that's where Clay Estes will trigger the offense.
That's what you got to do.
And he is a 5'10" sophomore, only a sophomore, Coach.
See that? There's a little icon that's got, it looks like a person with a plus in it.
Cameron Boatwright has split out to the bottom. They got twins out to the top. And let's see what they do here. They have it at the 16-yard line, Coach.
I switched out your password.
Officials taking their time. Pretty wide splits on the offensive line on the left side here. That'll be interesting, something to watch.
Is this a number I can text it to you? Okay, I'm going to text it to you. Thank you.
Waiting for the snap. And they give it down up the gut and diving up to the 20. Good job there. And that's going to be Jalen Sidney. Looks like the quarterback might be wearing number 7. I don't know. They must have changed jerseys on us, Coach.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right. That's McMahon then.
Commodore's quarterback. He's wearing 7 instead of 8. Jalen Commodore's quarterback, and he's wearing number 8 tonight or number 7 tonight instead of number 8. So he was given the wrong number, and they gave us the wrong starter. So here's Commodore, twins, and gives up the gut. And Jalen Sidney up to the 25, 30. He's running to the 34-yard line. Nice run by Jalen Sidney. We got Jaden Commodore, 5'10" sophomore in there. I'm not sure. Is Estes injured or something, Coach?
I don't know. We haven't gotten any word on that, but you're right. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Looks like that Ashland is satisfied. They're in like a 3-4 look with cover 2 and playing deep off the receivers on the outside.
So quarterback out of the full house with wideouts to the top. First down. Good run there by Sidney.
Excellent.
Motion now, and Commodore sweeping around the left side. He's coming up to the line of scrimmage and tackled right there. Good play turned in, and that was Tristan Rayburn, the middle linebacker.
Yeah, that was a good tackle, and that was a design quarterback run all the way. Receivers were blocking downfield, and actually the wideout on this side did a pretty good job of blocking downfield.
So no gain on the play. Be second down and 10 here at Bourbon County High School on prep spin. First time we've been here, Coach.
First time. Beautiful facility, Gary. I'm telling you. Really nice.
So Commodore will send wideouts to the near side. And out of the gun. Rose to the right. Steps up. And it's going to get he doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be knocked down right there. Good defense by the Tomcats. And in particular, it was Colby Colburn, the defensive end.
190 pounds. He just crashed through there low. A really good job also by the nose guard on that play, Gary.
Yeah.
Jordan Jones. Big guy in there. Looks like he's 205 pounds, but solid, man. He pushed the center back into the backfield and caused a pile up there.
So surprise starter Jaden Commodore, quarterback tonight. Twins to the top, single receiver to the bottom, 3rd and long. Commodore back to pass, throws it high, incomplete.
So we'll see our first punt. It'll be interesting to see the kicking game, like we said.
He was throwing that one to Heflin, threw it high, and Heflin didn't even move. Knew it was way over his head, so.
Just released that too high. I talked to the quarterback coach here at Bourbon County, and he said he's got 2 quarterbacks that he has faith in, that he really trusts that quarterback.
So here comes the punt from Bourbon County. J.T. Garrett back deep at about the 40-yard line. Waiting for the long count and a long snap.
Ooh, low snap.
And Garrett, and he's going to pick it up, and he's going to be hit back at the 20-yard line.
A lot of pressure in there for sure. Nice job by Tristan Rayburn came in there.
Yeah.
Big 220-pound guy come in.
Rayburn did a good job, and that gives Ashland excellent field position. Brett Mullins is the quarterback, and Keontae Pittman is your featured back. Here comes Mullins, who wears number 27, plays quarterback with number 27, Coach.
Yeah, well, that's okay. That's legal.
Yep. He will send Garrett out to the bottom, and he has Gillum to his right, and Pittman is to his left. Motion man lines up now, and it's going to give to Pittman down to the 20. Pittman cutting it outside, and he's going to be ran down at the 17-yard line. And that was play was made by Sidney. Jalen Sidney, the cornerback, came over and got him with that speed.
Well, the play really absolutely on offense was number 34 came in and crashed down on the block on the outside. They lined him up on one side. He switched to the other side and made a really good block. I don't have a 34.
2nd down and 6. And inside to Pittman, down to the 15-10, and he is going to run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittman. Man, he just kind of diced inside there and ran it inside, and that's a touchdown for Keontae Pittman.
Really good blocking on the offensive line. Jackson Fouch, man, tremendous job. Another senior in there blocking on the offensive line. Really nice job.
So Ashland, they went, how many plays? 3 plays? 20 yards?
Yep.
And here comes the kick here by that's St. Likens. Out of the hold of Gillum. And the kick is up, and it is good. 7-0 on the kick there, Coach, and that was St. Likens and Hurley, I believe. The kicker for Ashland.
7-0 pretty quickly there. So
yeah, real quick.
People, we have got some number issues.
Yeah, we're trying to
people seem like they've changed numbers on us, and we're trying to find people. I do not have for Ashland doing a tremendous job as number 34. So, Gary, you have a 34.
Well, originally I had Asher Stevens as 34, but Dickie Martin said he's wearing 38. So,
well,
let's
I
see.
don't know either.
Yeah, Asher Stevens.
All right, we're going to call him Asher Stevens. Asher, super job. Good job, buddy. All right, settle down here and see what's going on. Bourbon County's got an opportunity now. They got to answer one way or another.
S.J. Likens is the kicker for Ashland. We get the numbers here. Heflin's back deep in the middle of the field. And they got Sidney over to the far side. And there's a kick taken by Heflin to 15, up to the 20. He's up to the 25, trying to cut it outside. And a good tackle there made by who else? Caleb Tackett. He makes a lot of those.
Caleb Tackett's known for he's a tackling machine. Good job coming in there making tackle on the kick.
Look at the replay, Coach. We got replays on almost every play. If you check it out up there. So 7-0 Ashland. Boy, they've jumped on top here. 8:19 to go in this first quarter, and the Tomcats, man, they wasted no time.
Wasted no time and had some really good runs. Great blocking on the line of scrimmage.
Cameron Boatwright splits out to the bottom. As we said, that's Jaden Commodore, and gives up the gut and a run up to about the 26-yard line. That's Sidney. And he's hit there very hard by Rayburn.
Yeah, Rayburn wasn't blocked at all. And again, the object of these against this defense with 3 down linemen is those tackles especially have got to get to the second level if they can. They're playing a big nose guard in there to occupy the center. I thought it was a bear look, actually, a bear look with both guards covered, but I was wrong. They're playing on the tackle.
Second down. Fire over the far side, and it's caught up to the 32-yard line.
Good gain. Good gain. Player helmet came off for Bourbon's coming out of the game for one play.
And Elijah Williams with the catch. 3rd and about 4, Coach.
Big down right here.
7:28 to go in the first quarter, and Ashland scored on their first possession. They only had to go 20 yards. 3rd down and 4. Commodore in trouble and sacked at the 25-yard line, and Rayburn in there and company, and a couple other guys got in there for Ashland as well.
Well, look at that instant replay.
Jordan Jones, 55, was in there as well.
Yeah, that was just a bailout, man. They just flew through the line of scrimmage. Yeah, blitzed that linebacker. They stacked that linebacker behind that defensive tackle, and he just blitzed through and wasn't blocked.
So back deep to receive the kick. Boy, I tell you, Bourbon County can't get anything going offensively, Coach.
Got to block those people in the line of scrimmage, and that's one thing that they were worried about a little bit. So we'll see. Again, timeout now.
Timeout on the field with 6:47 to go in the first quarter, and it's 7-0 Ashland. Your thoughts so far? I mean, Ashland just kind of dominating this game on both sides of the ball.
Looks like Ashland is winning the line of scrimmage. That's what it looks like to me. I'm seeing too much penetration against Bourbon, whereas when Bourbon has the ball, they're blocking him on the line of scrimmage, getting good seams and good holes. So Bourbon County might have to change their philosophy a little bit here.
Yeah, we want to tell the folks about Mingy Beef Jerky. It's made right over here in Paris, Kentucky. Mingy Beef Jerky. They got all kinds of great flavors, barbecue, hot and spicy, the mild, and onion flavor. I tell you, it's just some great beef jerky, Mingy Beef Jerky, our title sponsor.
And tell them we're having difficulties with one of our media servers. The reason why we can't have our graphics and everything.
Oh, yeah, we're having problems with one of the media servers, and that's the reason we don't have any of our graphics. 6:47 in the first, 7-0. Here's the punt coming from Bourbon County, and for some reason they sound the horn.
Yeah, what was that all about?
And here's the high. It's a terrible
Lord.
punt to the near side. Bounces out at the 41-yard line. So Ashland, man, you talk about field position. They started at their 20-yard line, took it in for on a score as Keontae Pittman scored. And now they're going to start at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, that's a 7-yard punt. Well, no. Yeah, that's
about a 10-yard punt.
14 yards, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not good. Not good at all.
Football at the 41-yard line for Brett Mullins, the junior quarterback.
Bourbon's got to settle in here now and play some defense. There's no question. The Colonels have to get tough right now.
Wideouts to both sides, and they shift Stevens to the left side for the snap. Mullins, and he is going to give it into the gut, and a good team tackling by Bourbon County on Hunter Gillum, the ball carrier, and he is smothered in there, and that's who was on that play there, Coach. Let's look at the replay.
Yeah, 32 looked like grabbed the hold of his jersey, and that's what slowed him down, and then it was a big pileup in there. Yeah, grabbed his jersey and held on for dear life. That was a pretty good job, actually, of holding on.
2nd down and 8 for Ashland. Give now to Pittman around the right side, 35. Pittman down to the 30, and he's close to the first down marker. Keontae Pittman with 1,200 yards last year and 17 TDs. He's already scored a touchdown in this game, and that time he got the first down inside to the 31. Well, I don't know. It depends on where they mark it, Coach.
Depends on the mark. Parker Estes chased him down from behind and helped him in on a tackle. Good job by Parker.
Did a good job, didn't he, from a defensive end spot.
Chased him across the field.
We have 5:47 to go here in this first quarter, Coach. 7-0 Ashland.
First measurement of the game here. We'll see. Looks like, what do you think, Gary?
Well, the officials are holding up Ashland because they want to measure for it, I believe.
Yeah.
Bring the chain gang over here.
Right in front of the Bourbon County bench, as you can see at home.
Ashland scored on their first series, Coach, as Keontae Pittman took it in for the score.
Yeah. Nice hole, nice run. We want to welcome all the people watching for the first time that Prep's been, Bourbon County.
Yeah.
And Ashland.
Yeah, first time we've been to Bourbon. And
beautiful place, guys.
Facility, and they're going to stretch it out, and I think he has it, Coach, by the nose of the football. Other games going on the network tonight. Henry Clay, Pikeville. Pikeville's up in that one, and Lexington Christian 19-7 in that Pikeville game. They lead Henry Clay, and LCA's taking on Williamsburg on another Prep Spin broadcast.
Good call, first down.
Coach, have I missed one yet?
No, you're pretty good at that. I got to admit, you're pretty good.
Yeah, here's some number changes. Thank you very much. They gave us, there's the number changes. Commodore 32 is Bo Stinson. It helps when you give us Jones is 9, Huckabee is 12, McMahon is, what's that?
22, it looks like, yeah.
So Ashland will move the chains, first down at the 31-yard line. 5:31 to go in this first quarter, and Ashland on the march. Quick pass, and it's going to be Garrett, and Garrett hauls it in, and he's tackled there immediately, and that's a good play over there, and turning that in there for the is Amir Roberts Hassan.
Yeah, it was a nice tackle, and that pass was low, and he scoops it up off the ground. That's a pretty good catch if that ball didn't hit the ground.
Triple receivers out to the bottom. Jack Alley split out to the near side, and let's see what Brett Mullins does here. Mullins, Pittman was moving, and he's hit immediately and dropped. He looked like he was, but was he moving sideways? So that's okay, right, Coach?
Yeah, he was moving. He was okay. It was actually a pretty good job defensively. It just crashed. Really good job by the defensive line for Bourbon. Nice job of penetrating, getting through those gaps.
They got to do that more.
Yeah, they got to hit those gaps like that. That's pretty impressive. Now, that makes a big difference. It's 3rd and long, and they may have figured out Ashland's number here. But, again, when you don't see somebody play, this is their first time.
Garrett and Humphrey split out to the near side. And quarterback is back to pass, fires over the right. Garrett's got it down to the 15. He is going to be down and tackled, first down. He doesn't quite get the 15. He gets about the 17-yard line. And is that a late flag coming in? I don't know what that is over there, Coach. Saw something flying in over there. Might have been a towel.
Yeah, I don't think it was a flag, no. Number 14 in on the tackle for Bourbon.
So that's Amir Roberts Hassan. He made the play on Garrett earlier. He must have the assignment of Garrett, JT Garrett.
He's a threat. I'm telling you. You can just watch him, the way he runs his routes, everything.
3 minutes and 47 seconds. We apologize for one of our servers down. We don't have the, what'd you call it, William? Graphic server. 1st and 10 for Ashland. Pittman hit and dropped. Good play, and that was turned in there by 45 of Bourbon County. And we're not sure. He's not on one of the numbers.
No, he's not on the roster.
Yeah.
Very confusing to me.
2nd down and 12.
They got him moving.
Yeah. Brett Mullins' cadence got him offside. 3:01 to go, first quarter.
Yeah, they got a little jump here, so that gives them an extra 5 yards.
Coach, at halftime tonight, we've got our UFOs, and you've got some good ones tonight.
I have a couple of very good UFOs, unheralded football overachievers today at halftime. Ashland's playing a little cat and mouse here. They're playing a little long count, changing their counts. They're changing their formations. They see something that they really want to hit. I would be looking for Garrett.
And you've got Jack Alley split out to the left. Garrett is out to the right. And then give inside now to Pittman, and he's going to slide down to the 10. It's going to be third and about 2 yards to go for Ashland.
Running the backside away from the strength. They're putting an extra person on this side of the ball. We used to call it a dark formation. It's not an unbalanced, but it's just one extra guy over. And hitting that backside, and it seems like the Bourbon County is slanting toward the strength, and they're hitting that backside. We're going to keep an eye on these guards, too. These guards in center for Ashland. There it is again.
Long count. And he's going to drive it down, and that's going to be Pittman to the 5. And let's see, Warriors run out of bounds right there
at the
3-yard line. I tell you, this guy can run, Keontae Pittman. 6 foot, 190-pound senior, and he's got some wheels.
Yeah, we're going to see that again. Take a look at that formation. Yeah, he moves over to wing. There's that 34 again. Did he finally give us who 34 is? No. 34 for Ashland.
Or for Bourbon, you mean?
No, I'm looking for Ashland 34. Haven't got it yet.
That's Stevens, I believe. And that's going to be a touchdown.
Let's see that again. That might be a little trap.
Caleb Tackett, I believe, ran that one in, number 3.
Yep, there it is. Little tackle, lead around. They pulled the backside lineman. He led through the hole, made it pretty easy. Nice job.
Let's look at that again because I want to make sure we got the right guy. Yeah, that was Tackett, number 3. Yeah, that's Tackett with the TD run. So the backup running back.
When that lineman pulls around and leads up through the hole, then that linebacker's got to come up and meet him in the hole. Can't let him do it. Can't let him pull around. No good.
S.J. Likens, and kick is off to the right. So 13-0 already. Ashland on top of Bourbon County. You know, Bourbon County could put up some points, but they've got to get their offense going. They've really struggled here. Normally it's Estes throwing to Estes, and tonight Clays, he's not in there, Coach.
Yeah, and I know, and I think a lot of times when you're having trouble with that penetration that they're seeing, it's one of those things where you have to close your splits down a little bit. Maybe run some screens in there. Run a couple quick screens on the outside, bubble screens, to try to slow that rush down. Get those defensive linemen running back and forth to try to make tackles. That's the key. But if you let them penetrate and you're trying to run the ball, you don't have any gaps at all.
13-0, Ashland on top. They lead Bourbon County here at Bourbon County. And the Colonels and the Tomcats. Thanks for watching here on Prep Spin. We know there's quite a few folks watching in the Ashland area tonight, Coach.
Ashland, Kentucky, buddy. I'll tell you what, you know a little bit about that town. That was a boom town at one time. I could tell you stories about playing down there at Putnam Stadium.
Likens, he is into the kick, and it's a deep kick. Heflin comes up at about the 10, 15, up the middle field to 20, and he is into the line, and nice return all the way up to the 35-yard line. Great return by Kagan Heflin.
Yeah, he was dragging people along with him, and if it wasn't for Landon Himes, the 150-pound sophomore, he might have gone further. Nice tackle out there. That looked good. That was a good run. Now, that's the kind of stuff they need to keep doing.
Yeah. Return that beyond the 35-yard line. So this is the best field position Bourbon County's enjoyed all night. They're down by a couple of scores, 13-0, minute 27 here. Been watching into the NBA. I'm asking the wrong guy about basketball, but Tyler Hero, man, he's been lighting it up, Coach, for the Heat.
Yeah, I've heard he has been. I haven't watched any of it, though.
Give up the gut. And Anthony Davis. So there was a give right up the gut and very little gain.
Yeah, hardly little gain at all. They kicked the ball. Thank goodness the officials right there to keep it in the same place. Come on, let's see what Bourbon can do here now. They need a big play. That defense, that's stout. That's some big old guys there on defense trying to get those gaps and jam that center. That's what's impressing me.
So Jalen Commodore Sends receivers to both sides, and he's back to pass. Throws it over, and he's got
Nice.
Boatwright up to the 42-yard line. There's a catch made, and that is going to be Cameron Boatwright.
Cameron did a nice job. That was a pretty good
No,
throw.
they say Huckabee is wearing 12 tonight, so Jack Huckabee is wearing 12. So let's make that change. A lot of jersey changes
lot of
tonight.
jersey
This
changes.
is a little perplexing, but we'll do our best, Coach. 16 seconds, I mean, in the first period, 13-0. And Commodore and pulled down on a big-time tackle made by Ashland.
It's Colby Coburn.
Yeah, Colburn, the defensive end. That's the end of the first quarter.
Wow.
And the first quarter comes to a close, 13-0 Ashland, Coach. Are they surprising anybody tonight?
Well, there's no surprise. We've never seen him. You know, we haven't seen him. We don't know what they can do. Bourbon probably has only done some huddle work, maybe from a scrimmage. But it looks to me like that the domination is on the offensive defensive line. And, of course, Bourbon has had some kicking problems on the punt. Gary.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Am I sitting on something?
Yeah, this is a tight squeeze up here. We're glad we're close friends up here.
I'm glad we put on our deodorant. We're at Bourbon County, and Ashland leads 13-0. I tell you, Ashland is a team that they won 10 ball games last year, and they're picking up right where they left off, Coach.
Yeah, they look like they're really strong. They got some big. The key right now that I'm seeing is that defensive line and the linebackers. They are just that time when Bourbon went to the right, they slanted left and right into the play, and then of course ran the play down from behind. Unbelievable, good defense.
Yep. So Bourbon's going to punt here, 4th and 22.
They've struggled with the punting game.
Yeah, it is McMahon. McMahon is going to be their Corey McMahon is going to be their punter. I think he changed jerseys. I mean, we've got about 10 players that have different jerseys tonight, so bear with us, folks. So back receiving for Ashland is going to be J.T. Garrett. He stands back at the 38-yard line. McMahon set the punt back inside the 20. It's second quarter action, 13-0 Ashland on top and threatening to make it more here where they get a good punt return. McMahon waiting for the snap. Good snap. And end over end punch short. Bounces at the 40 away
nice
from
one.
Garrett, and a great roll down inside to the 25-yard line. That's a great roll on that punt there by McMahon.
That's the way to turn the field over. Nice job. McMahon did a good job on that one. So Bourbon, though, they've got to get stout here. They've got to stop. Try not to let them get a first down. Force a punt by Ashland. Tomcats look like they came ready to play, I'll tell you.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? They absolutely did. Ashland Paul Blazer. What, about a 2-hour drive to get here, right?
It is to Paris for certain.
At the 25, and Brett Mullins, we were told we will see at times J.T. Garrett out of the Wildcat, but we haven't seen him yet, have we, Coach?
No.
And fires over the right side. He's got Garrett to the 35-40, and J.T. Garrett up to the 43. Gain tackle, still going to 45-yard line. Mr. Garrett, my goodness, that's about an 18, 19-yard pickup there.
It was, and they had that same formation. They have 3 receivers, and the tight end's on the short side, on our side of the field, and just threw the ball out there. He was not covered. He had plenty of room to catch and run.
About 4 or 5 guys made the tackle there for Bourbon County. At the 45, first down for Mullins. And he's got to the right end to the 50-yard line. That's Pittman. He's down to the 45, still running to the 40, down to the 38-yard line. And Pittman's going to be stopped right there. What a run. And making the stop was Braden Frederick, the strong safety.
Yeah, that was a really nice play all the way around. Good blocking.
And to hold the phone, it's going back, Coach. Flag on the play. So Bourbon catches a break on that one.
They did. That was a really nice run. They had what we call a short back in there, believe it or not, a running back that was like a tight slot, and he actually was assigned to block the linebacker. He did a really good job of coming inside and blocking the linebacker.
So it moves it all the way back to the 35-yard line. Mullins gives inside and up to the 40, and that's going to be Hunter Gillum. Hunter Gillum, the ball carrier. He picked up about 6 yards.
Real nice job by Parker Estes here at the edge at the defensive end position. He did exactly what he's supposed to do. He took one step across the line of scrimmage, Gary, and then closed down to the tackle, and he was there to make the tackle. So nice job, Parker. Nice looking kid too. 6'3".
Jack Alley, we haven't seen him have a big catch yet, but we will before this night's over. He's too good.
Yeah, we're going to call those guys outside linebackers. I think in this defense, now they're in the 4-3.
Second down and 14. Back to pass is Brett Mullins, and he flares it out, and it's going to be dropped there by Keontae Pittman.
Gary, another good play by Parker Estes. He came from the backside and rushed the quarterback and got him in a hurry to throw the football.
We have 10:15 on that stop clock on that incompletion, Coach. 10:15 first half. Ashland 13, Bourbon County nothing.
Yep. Well, Bourbon County settled down a little bit. They got him in 3rd and long. This is a key right here. Keep him in there. Keep him in 3rd and long. And make sure you cover Garrett.
Tonight's game brought to you by Mingy Beef Jerky, also Whitaker Bank, Uniquely Kentucky, and Rafferty's Restaurants. 3rd down and long. Mullins back to pass, flares it out, and it's going to be intercepted at the 40. Return, and that's going to be Sidney. And he is down to the 38-yard line, and there's a late flag. Flags all over the place. Come flags in all over.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be against Ashland because it looked like a personal foul. I don't know, though. Could have gone either way.
Jalen Sidney picked that one off. He was back in defensive coverage.
We'll take a look at this. This is big. Face mask. Oh, no. First base against Bourbon.
After the interception. So that'll probably be marked. Is that the point of the foul, Coach?
Yeah. It'll be 15 yards.
Yeah. So instead of the ball down at the 37-yard line, they'll have it back. Let's see where they mark it off. Yeah, they're going to mark it off. It'll be back to about midfield, won't it?
Yeah, I think they're doing it from the from the line of scrimmage,
49-yard line. So Bourbon County will have it back there. Jaden Commodore has been the quarterback. I'm not sure where Clay Estes is. Coach, I talked to him last night, Coach.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
that hurt. That really hurt after a big interception like that.
So Huckabee splits out to the top, along with Parker Estes. For Commodore, wideouts to the near midfield. It's at the 49. Commodore, quick pass to Estes, throws it low, incomplete.
Get that ball up. That's a screen I was talking about. That screen not only slows the rush down, but it gets those guys, those defensive linemen, look at them. They all ran out there to make the tackle. You keep doing that, you're going to wear them down. They don't like doing that. They don't like running out side to side. So that's a good idea, but you got to get the ball to your receiver.
Yeah, and we're looking down on the sideline, and Clay Estes appears to be okay down there. He's walking the sideline, so he doesn't seem to be injured or anything. But he's going to start throwing the ball, so he may get in the ball game here before it's over here shortly. 10 minutes to play in the first half, 13-0, Ashland on top. Fake inside, Commodore
nice move.
Rolling to the left. Still split, and a little touch pass to Estes. And he's got the catch, and he's got the yards down to the 43. No, he's going to be about 3 yards shy of the first down. But he made quite a bit of yak after that catch, Coach.
He did, and that was a nice job of avoiding the rush by the quarterback, and he scrambled outside. He's going to his left and through. He's right-handed. That was a tough throw, and he did it quite well.
So 3rd down and about 4. They're down to the 45. Remember, the interception by Jalen Sidney set him up at the 30, down inside the 38-yard line, but the penalty hurt him, Coach.
Really hurt him.
Took him all the way back to their 49-yard line. So 3rd down, and Commodore with triple receivers to the near. Throws it over there, and he's got his man, and he's going to take it, and he's got the first down. And that's going to be Jones, Jeremiah Jones.
Nice job by Jones on that. And
he's wearing number 9 tonight instead of 4. A lot of these kids are wearing different numbers tonight, Coach, and we appreciate the the announcer here for giving us the number changes.
We'll have to keep glancing at that until maybe at halftime we can write them down on our forms to make sure that they're right. But, yeah, you're right. It's tough.
So this time they got the first down to the 30. That's where they originally got the interception down to, Coach,
Right.
by Sidney. And Commodore gives inside to LaDamian Landrum. And Landrum maybe a couple of yards. Boy, I was down the field tonight before the ball game, and I was watching Bourbon go through the pregame. And at number 20 there, LaDamian Landrum looked like a good running back.
He did. Caleb Lathrow on the tackle, I think. Or Caleb Tackett on the tackle. Nice job of coming in there and making a tackle from that linebacker spot.
8:25 to go in the second quarter, and it's still 13-0 Ashland, but Bourbon threatening here. I mean, they've got something going, Coach.
They've got
some
something
positive.
going, but they need a big down here on second down.
Yeah, 2nd down and 9 at the 38-yard line. And it's going to be LaDamian Landrum, and he's going to take it with his back. Maybe he's going to lose about a half a yard. So that didn't work.
No, too much penetration, Gary. They really are. They're getting through those gaps in the offensive line. And when they do that, that just forces those running backs to change their direction. So, again, what they've been successful with on Bourbon County has been those screen passes. So maybe it's time for a little counter action. You've got to get them thinking one direction. That defensive line and linebackers for Ashland, they go to the football quickly. And what you have to do is get them going one direction and come back the other.
So triple receivers to the bottom for Commodore. He's looking to the left, fires it over there, and he has got his man, and he's going to be pulled down.
They're giving a little forward progress, so that was a pretty good gain.
Yeah, it was Huckabee on the catch.
But it's 4th down here.
Yep, down to the 35-yard line.
I think Bourbon would have been happier if that had got a little bit closer. But, again, it's going to be 4th and 5?
Yep. Coach, 7 minutes and 2 seconds to go in a fast-moving first half here.
Fast-moving first half, mostly running game.
Yeah.
Very few passes were thrown. Here we go. There are trips on this side, Gary, and dubs.
You got to watch Huckabee and Estes. They split out to the top, and now Landrum goes over that way to join them.
Trips to the short side of the field. You don't see that very often.
Commodore with twins to the near. Here comes a blitz up the middle, and he fires it over high and incomplete as he's trying to go over to Heflin.
Yeah, he threw it to Heflin, but actually a pretty good job. Number 9, or is it 3? Yeah, 3, obviously 3. Jaden
Caleb
Holman.
Tackett. Oh, 3 was the receiver?
Yeah, 3 came. When the ball went over Tackett, Holman tried to get it, and he got close to catching that ball.
So Ashland will take over. You know, it's the penalty really hurt him on that drive when they started with a penalty, Coach.
Yeah, and it was a personal foul behind the play, which is
instead of having it
never
down
good.
to the 38-yard line, they started back at their own 49. Big difference. So Ashland breaks huddle. Brett Mullins has Pittman to his left, and he has Tackett to his right. Give to Tackett up the gut. He's to the 40 and up to the 43-yard line.
Very good run. Quick feet, squared those shoulders. Nice job of getting up the field.
Tackett, he just runs with abandon, doesn't he? Gets the ball, just goes north and south.
He's aggressive. Gets those shoulders square and hits straight up field.
Pickup of 8, 2nd down and 2 with just 6 minutes, 15 seconds to go in this first half. Ashland on top of Bourbon County, 13-0. They missed the extra point. There's a timeout called by the Tomcats. So timeout. We want to thank Mingy Beef Jerky for sponsoring the Game of the Week, Mingy Beef Jerky. And also we want to thank, of course, Whitaker Bank. Who else do we want to thank along the network, William? Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Whitaker Bank, Rafferty's Restaurants. Thanks to all those folks.
Hey, and while we got a little break.
Yeah, BGO.
The Scholastic Ball Report. What we got this week?
Yeah, this Sunday, William and I went out and we shot LCA as the team of the week. Coach Charles, we got him on, and Matty LeBrec. What a linebacker Matty LeBrec is. We saw that last week.
Machine.
And then we got also Will Vernon, They're the athletes that we talked to, and we've got some great scholar athletes from Notre Dame soccer. Both those young ladies have 4. We talked to Dave Granati, the soccer coach, and they were down for a soccer tournament, so we went over and William and I interviewed them up in the press box at Lexington Catholic. We interviewed the Notre Dame soccer, so that's what you got to do.
Oh, you're an opportunist then.
Hey, we opportunists, we recognize there's an opportunity there. And then this week we went over to East Jessamine, and while we were over to East Jessamine, we had to talk to West Jessamine, right?
Well,
Can't talk to East and not talk to West. You got to give them equal opportunity.
Yeah, they don't talk to each other.
That's
so
right. They don't talk to each other very kindly, do they?
No.
So 2nd and 2, that's coming up Sunday at noon on the CW, the Scholastic Ball Report. And here's a give to Tackett up the gut, and he's running over the far side, midfield, still on his feet. Tackett at the 40. It's a foot race down to the 30 and 20 and down to the 10-yard line. What a run by Tackett.
Yeah, really, really good run. And if it wasn't for Braden Frederick, he would have gone all the way. Frederick ran him down, never gave up. Good hard work by Frederick.
Took it down to the 11, Tackett did.
Yeah, we're going to watch the replay here. Oh, they just sealed out Bourbon County defensive linemen. I'm not coaching out there, but those guys are standing up, and they're getting taken out on those blocks. They've got to get down low. They've got to take on those blocks and shut those gaps off.
Coach, that was a 47-yard run by Tackett.
Nice job.
Here's a give now, Pittman, and he's to the right side. He's going to run it in, touchdown. Over the right side, Keontae Pittman. Man, he rushed for 1,265 last year, 17 touch. That's his second score of this ball game.
Yeah, they're sealing off the linebackers so they can't get out to the outside, and doing a good job of blocking those people in the corner safety, and so on. So
19-0 Ashland.
I'm going to say this is one of the best blocking teams I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, Ashland very fundamentally sound. Coach Love does a great job. Moorhead State grad.
Pretty impressive.
Comes the extra point. Kick is up, and it is going to be good this time. And through the left upright. 20-0 on top is Ashland. We have 5:31 to go in the first half, Coach. And Bourbon looked like they were going to have a little bit of some life there. They got the interception by Jalen Sidney. They ran it down to the 38, and they got the 15-yard penalty that took it back. So they really couldn't get – if they got anything established there, you would have thought maybe – and I think we might see Clay Estes in here at quarterback before this half's over.
Well, I would say, in my opinion, that I know they have 2 quarterbacks that they depend on, and the quarterback coach really likes both of them. He likes both of them. But you probably need the thrower in there right now because there's so much penetration. If you can just close your splits down and block those people,
right.
Maybe roll out – the little rollout passes right and left, you can probably do some damage. But, wow, it's tough to run against this team.
Okay. And we want to thank Lexington Diagnostic Center. Open MRI over there. Get a, mechanical resonance, what is that, imagery?
Yeah.
Is that what that is, Coach?
Not resonance. Resonance, maybe.
Well, it's an MRI, Coach.
Yeah. They don't, move into where
we
don't. Machine or anything.
Okay.
As long as they help you.
I can tell you about Rafferty's and people like that, okay? Thanks to Rafferty's. Here's the kick, and it's going to drive Heflin back. He's going to take it back at the 3, out to the 10, 15, cuts to the near side, gets a block over there. He's at the 30, and he's going to be run out of bounds. That's a nice run there by Heflin up to the 40, close to the 40-yard line. And, Coach, there was some good blocking out there.
Good blocking all the way, and S.J. Likens is I think he's the kicker made the tackle.
I tell you, it was 16 there for Ashland that was being blocked, and that was a great job by Bourbon.
Yeah, Brother Likens now, he's a kicker, but he kind of put himself into play there, knocking him out of bounds. Those soccer players, they know how to get down low to stop people. So they usually slide in there, but you can't do that in football.
As triple receivers to the bottom for Commodore. And he looks and and it's caught over at the 40-yard line, and that's going to be Jones, and he's going to be dropped immediately. Very little gain, Jeremiah Jones on the reception.
Very little gain. I think they're doing the right thing, though, but they're just looking for that big play, and they've got to get it. They might want to try to go deep.
Coach, 5 minutes to go in this first half, and it's 20-0 Ashland on top of Bourbon County.
It's all Ashland. Bourbon has not been able to mount anything offensively.
Yeah, they have not sustained any drives at all.
And I know that Coach Jones and his staff, they're good offensive coaches. So they're trying to figure out something they can do against this stout defense.
I want to say hello to Kay tonight, Coach Jones's mother. She's watching. I believe in West Virginia, he told me.
Nice.
High snap to Commodore. Goes up and gets it. Rolls to the right and makes something out of nothing.
Yeah, good effort by him.
Yeah, Caleb Tackett came over to get him from his outside, his Mike linebacker spot.
Yeah, that took a lot of courage and a lot of guts to go up high and get that ball and avoid those tackles to make that corner and just get back to the line of scrimmage barely.
So 3rd down and 9 for the Bourbon County Colonels.
Ashland still in that 3-4 look, back way off with the defensive backs. Maybe playing a little man-to-man now. It looks like they may be matched up man-to-man.
Commodore pass, and it's going to be broken up and almost intercepted. That's going to be pass interference. You see flags all over the place. That's pass interference. They clearly interfered with the guy before the ball came. It was almost intercepted by Ashland, and it was nearly picked off.
Yeah, they bobbled the ball, and then again, it was almost picked off the second time.
Hunter Gilliam almost 23 was bobbling it, almost picked it off, but that's going to be pass interference against Ashland. That'll be a 1st down for Bourbon
County. See that
County.
again, William?
3:54 to go in this first half.
We're going to see if we can find it and show it to you again because that ball was – yeah, here we go. Good job. All right. Take it, just drop back pass, a little rush, threw it right to the receiver. Guy came in early to hit him. Yeah. And 23 almost had a hold of the ball.
That was Hunter Gilliam.
Yeah. All right, here got a little opportunity now. Well, we got 1st and 10.
Yep. Jaden Commodore, a sophomore quarterback, and still in there. You got to his right is LaDamian Landrum, and he's hit and knocked backwards. No, he's going to lose a couple yards. Just tack it again, showing why he's going to have 300 tackles before he's done there at Ashland. He's got about 200 tonight, doesn't he, Coach?
Yeah, he does. He's very, very active and really good job of getting the penetration and avoiding the blocks and getting through there. The defensive line, though, is just taking on these blocks, and the nose guard's just having a fit out there.
It looks beautiful on HD, boys.
2nd down and 12 for Bourbon County. Commodore. It's got twins both sides and passing over, and it's going to be incomplete to Estes. Intended receiver was Parker Estes.
When they were going to throw that quick pass over the middle, I noticed that the offensive line, especially the center who I was watching there, cut blocked the nose guard. So the nose guard couldn't get his hands up. He kind of hit him below the knees to get his hands down to be able to throw over top of him. That's pretty good coaching right there.
Yep. So 3rd down now for Bourbon County. We have 3 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the first half. That incompletion stops the clock, of course. Might have been a little interference on that one, Coach. It was close.
It was close.
3rd down and 12. Commodore.
Good protection that
flushed
time.
Out, and he's going to run it up to the 38-yard line and slam down right there by Tackett.
Tackett is a man. I'm telling you what, that was a heck of a hit.
Tristan
Take
Rayburn.
that hit. Good job on replay. Wow.
Yeah, number 3 there. He's in on every play. He's made about every play tonight, hasn't he?
He seems like he's making the biggest hits and so on. So now it's 4th down again.
Look at it again there, Coach.
Yeah, look at that. It was a nice play by Commodore. Did a nice job of running to get out there, but when he cut back inside, he should have looked for that number 3. Don't want to run at number 3.
Ashland leads 20-0. 2 touchdowns tonight by their stellar running back, Keontae Pittman, and a touchdown by Tackett. And he obviously does it from his linebacker spot as well. Commodore throws it deep down the right side, and it's going to be well over the intended receiver down there. Incomplete.
Yeah, that looks like a little confusion, a little miscommunication because the receiver cut inside, and Commodore threw it on the outside.
So Bourbon County will turn it over on downs to Ashland, Paul Blazer. You know, how about this Ashland team, Coach? Their basketball team went undefeated.
Oh,
They went
sad.
33, and then they got to the state tournament, and then they canceled it, or they canceled the state tournament because of COVID, and they didn't even get an opportunity to see if they could go undefeated for the whole season and the state tournament.
That's a heartbreaker, especially for seniors on that team.
Yeah.
Really, COVID upset so many athletes, giving them a chance to be looked at by colleges and so on.
So Brett Mullins, boy's got a good quarterback named Brett. Here's a reverse around to Garrett. He's at the 45, 50. Garrett running to the 40, 30. It's a foot race, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. JT Garrett on a reverse.
Well, look at that again and again. They just caught Bourbon out of position on that play. We'll watch that from the beginning. Here we go. All right. Little reverse coming back. 23 was being held, holding on. As far as I can see, should be holding on Ashland there.
Well, I'm not sure they called that one.
Had a hold of his jersey as he went by. But they can't see everything, I guess.
Yep.
But what about Garrett? Man.
He's a special player, Coach.
Very much so. What we got here, Mr. Official?
Yeah, touchdown's going to count. And it'll be assessed on the kick, so it's against Bourbon County.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I saw a hold.
Yeah, you did, and I did too.
Oh, no. Got to watch for those things on those long runs.
Yep. We appreciate William Moorfield, the king of stream, for all the great instant replays tonight here on the Mingy Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week. We know Catholic was at Tate's Creek tonight. I think they were still playing, weren't they? Oh, okay. Yeah. Kick is up, and it's going to be good this time. 27-0. Ashland all over Bourbon County. And updates on Pikeville. They lead. The last we heard, they led 18-6. William, 19-7. And LCA and Williamsburg. LCA was ahead in that ball game. Do we know how much they were ahead?
I don't know. I'm not calling that.
LCA. Okay. Yeah, LCA, in my opinion, Coach, they'll be a strong contender for double A.
Oh, I don't doubt it at all. They're loaded. And, Coach Charles does a super job over there. Again, Henry Clay, new coach, trying to get things organized after many, many years. Sam Simpson, a good friend of us, super person, super coach. Hey, and guess who's doing the color commentary for Great Crossings tonight?
Who's that?
Paul Raines.
Paul Raines. He only coached there 1 year, didn't he resign?
1 year. He was just an interim anyway. But, yeah, Paul Raines, I told the people that if they're going to get him as a color commentator, all it's going to cost him is some Skyline chili and a Dr. Pepper. Then he'll be happy.
Here comes the kick from
He likes that Skyline.
Likens. He's got of course, he might do it onside, and no, he's going to kick it in the end zone, or he's going to kick it through the uprights there, and it's going to be Bourbon football. Bourbon County trails 27. And Coach, here's the situation. It was 13-0. They got an interception by Sidney. As he ran it down to the 38, they got a penalty, and it was a 15-yarder. Took it back to the 49. They really stalled there. If they could have got some offense going there on that interception, took it in, scored it, been a one touchdown ball game, we might have a different ball game.
Yeah, it's a mental thing. You get an interception and had a nice return on the interception too.
Yeah.
In fact, I thought he was going to go all the way if he wasn't pinned against the sideline. That sideline, that's that 12th defender. Let me tell you what, he doesn't give. You get somebody pinned there, and that's it. It's over.
Commodore under center at the 20-yard line. Give now to LaDamian Landrum, and he's going to slide over the left side about to 23, pick up of 3. Host of folks, and I see getting up at the bottom of that pile is Jordan Jones.
And Tristan Haber was in on that, so Tristan Rayburn. So that was a pretty good job.
Just a minute 30 to go in this first half, Coach, and it's been all Ashland. They lead 27-0.
Right, and Bourbon's got to regroup. They just can't afford to make a mistake here. And we'll try to find out a little bit about the quarterback situation.
25-21 at halftime.
Commodore to Landrum, and he's going to slide up to about the 25-yard line. We're to be third down and 5, maybe 6.
Ashland's calling a timeout. They want one more crack at the ball. They realize that Bourbon's having trouble punting the ball. And so what they're going to do is they're going to take another crack at it, see if they can stop them here and force a punt, maybe try for a block.
Tonight's game brought to you by Mingy Beef Jerky. Mingy Beef Jerky, high school game of the week, and here on Prep Spin. We appreciate you being with us tonight. Gary Ball with Coach Mike Meehan and the King of Stream, William Warfield. Joe Allen is our cameraman. He's a videographer on top, and he's up on top of the press box tonight, Coach.
I know. Big Joe got up there. He's brave. He's braver than I am. He's a big man, and he's up there on top. So they did a really good job. William, Warfield, Joe, the other crews with Prep Spin do a really nice job. We're real lucky to have people like that as
we are
people that we work for and our friends too. So
25-21 was the halftime score, William.
Yeah, Pikeville up on Henry Clay.
That's a good game.
Pikeville up on Henry
That's
Clay.
pretty good.
And what about LCA?
Let me ask Terry.
All right.
So Henry Clay showing some offense in that first half against Pikeville.
Good for them.
So it's third down and a long 5 for Commodore. Under center, slides, fakes. He's going to roll it to the right, cut it back inside, and hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped immediately.
National will call that next time out.
Yeah, they'll call the last time out with 1:07 to go so they can get a punt return here by J.T. Garrett.
Yep, that's a problem. You do not want to give them another opportunity before halftime. They could just put this game totally out of. So.
Well, you got the mercy rule in Kentucky. What is it, 36 points?
At the 36
At the 36-point mark. So, but they would need another touchdown another touchdown and 2-point conversion, but only give them 35.
Yeah, so they won't be there.
Nope, not at halftime. They won't. But Ashland looks like they're going to have a fine football team this year, Coach.
They really do. I mean, they're very impressive in this game. And again, good talent at the key positions. Quarterback's real steady, no problem there. And what an offensive line and defensive line. Linebackers, wow.
So McMahon will punt.
Yeah, Bourbon needs one of those rolls that go a long way.
Needs a good snap, too. McMahon does. Back inside the 15, good snap. And gets off a good high kick. There will be no return on this one. It bounces back. It hit a Bourbon County player. And J.T. Garrett picked it up and hit knocked backwards. And so
I don't understand.
That was kind of a strange play.
It was. I mean, it hit a Bourbon County player. So that ball should be dead right where it hit the first. It's called first touch, where it hit the Bourbon County player. Well, can we see that again? Is there possible? All right, never mind.
So we have just 52 seconds in the first half, Coach, and you'll take us through halftime with your UFOs. And you got a couple good ones tonight for Unheralded Football Overachievers.
I really do. We'll take a little break and just a few minutes for us to get ourselves situated, and we'll come back and do the UFOs.
They're going to make them
it's first touch, yeah.
Yeah. Make them take at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, well, that's where the Bourbon County player touched the ball, so that's where they get it.
Keontae Pittman is to the left of Brett Mullins, the quarterback. Triple receivers to the bottom, and it's going to be caught and all the way down to the 42-yard line by Gillum. Hunter Gillum with the catch.
It was a nice catch and throw there. Bo Stinson made the tackle.
So second down, they picked up 8. They need about 2 here now. And Mullins fires over, and he's got his man. That's Alley. First catch for Alley tonight. First down to the 39, 38-yard line, and they're going to blow that play dead.
Good tackling on that one. It was a serious gang tackle.
There
what
comes
in the world is all this about?
Flags.
Whoa.
Late flags in here all over the place. 22 seconds to go before halftime.
Little action, little brouhaha brewing here, right on the end of that play.
Bourbon County and Ashland. This is Ashland's first game of the year.
Personal foul, Bourbon. Personal foul, Ashland.
They'll offset, so
It'll be a first down.
39-yard line. So Alley's out to the near side. Triple receivers, Garrett, Gillum, and Humphrey out to the top. Give up the middle to Pittman. He cuts it over the far side to 30. He is down to the 20. He's at the 15, 10. And does he get in? And
No, he does
no,
not.
At the 2, maybe the 3-yard line.
Looks
down.
like it, yeah, about the. Oh, I don't. Well, he stepped out of bounds. Yeah, stepped out of bounds. Good call by the official. Was right there looking at his feet and saw where he stepped out of bounds. Even though the ball and the man went into the end zone.
Yeah.
Stepped out before he got there.
Well, this will be the very last play of the half at 7 seconds to go. And, of course, Ashland trying to add to their 27-0 lead over Bourbon County.
Again, we worried about it when they decided they had the punt, and they held them there for the punt. We got a little
I think they're going to come in and kick the field goal.
Yeah, sure, why not? That's a good idea. You know, you have to give your kicker. Is that CJ on the kick?
Yes, Likens kicks. It's going to place it down at the 10, so it'll be a 20-yard field goal out of the hold of Gillum.
Yeah, S.J. Likens.
Yep, Likens does the kicking on the extra points in the field goals with 7 seconds. And right hash, place it down at the 10. Here's the Gillum's hold down, and the kick is up, and it is good. So that makes it 30-0 with there's still 5 seconds to go in the first half, and it's Ashland 30 and Bourbon County nothing, Coach.
This is not good for Bourbon County. They really have absolutely nothing going on offense, and the big plays what's hurting them on defense. Wouldn't you say? Ashland's big play capabilities with these running backs. Pittman is just absolutely quicker than Cat and just can really get to the outside. He gets up. He turns upfield right about where the tackle is and then makes that little cut to the outside and can outrun just about everybody.
So 5 seconds to go, and Bourbon County will receive this football here for 5 seconds. They have Jalen Sidney back deep along with Heflin and Commodore.
Not a good night for Bourbon so far, but, you know, we still really appreciate them asking us to come out here to do this game. We're
Right.
very proud to be part of this program out here and to broadcast their game. Just really good people. Beautiful facility, Gary.
Yep. Here's the kick by Likens, and short kick taken up at the 30. Return to the near side, and that's Jones.
block.
And Jones with a nice return all the way down to the 40. Let's see where they mark it at, 45-yard line. And, well, that was a nice return that time by Jeremiah Jones.
Had some nice blocking out there, too.
So that's the end of the first half. It comes to a close. Ashland with a 30-0 lead over Bourbon County. We're at halftime, and Coach will have his UFOs, Unheralded Football Overachievers. Do we have if we got a light in there, we can turn it on, Coach, so you can see a little better.
I'm fine.
There we go.
We'll take a little break right here real quick.
Yeah, what's our score right now?
It's 30-0, Ashland.
We're going to take a little break, and we'll come back here in just a few minutes here. Just, let me catch my breath, get my notes together, and we'll come right back for the halftime. Okay, welcome back here to Bourbon County High School, where Bourbon County and Ashland are facing off. Ashland, Kentucky, a storied program for many years back. I could tell stories all day about going up there in the 70s with Bryan Station and playing Ashland at Putnam Stadium. But I'm going to tell one story, my favorite story. At Bryan Station, we had this running back named Mark Logan. And Mark Logan ended up going into the pros and playing in San Francisco. He played with the Bengals. I think he played in Miami, too. Really a super running back. Well, it was late fall. And if you've ever been to Putnam Stadium, you people up in Ashland know this, one side of the stadium was a bowl with seats. The other side was open, but it was right next to a forest. And what happened, the wind would come in there and blow all the leaves onto the field. And it would cover the field from about the goal line or in the end zone out to about the maybe 5 or 10 yard line. Mark Logan broke away for a run, and I guess he watches too much TV at the time, and he decided he was going to dive into the end zone even though there was nobody there to tackle him. He dove over the 5 yard line, but he thought the 5 yard line was the goal line, and he didn't score. And we never let him forget that. So that's one of my Putnam stories. And the other ones I probably shouldn't tell, so we'll just let that go. Well, we're here at halftime, and normally what we do at halftime, we always do what we call our UFOs, which are unheralded football overachievers. And what I did was, years ago when I was coaching, I realized there were so many people who helped the program, who did special things, but they never get any credit for what they do. And I have a good guy listening in. We're going to talk to Fletcher Long in a minute. But Fletcher, you can understand this. There's so many people that work for programs, they just don't get any credit. They work behind the scenes. And most of the time they don't want any credit. So we give it to them anyway. So we have what's called UFOs, which are unheralded football overachievers. Now, let's go with, we'll start with Ashland. Ashland's UFO, unheralded football overachiever, is the kicker, C.J. Hundley. C.J. is the only kicker in his family, although he has an older sister, he says, who played soccer. C.J. plays both soccer and football. He told me that both sports are fun and the competition is great. He really enjoys working with the other kickers and understands the importance of the holder and the snapper as far as the kicking game. He also said that the guys on the team work hard and are like brothers to him. He also mentioned that his team, the Ashland team, is very intelligent and has a really good team spirit. CJ has already signed, by the way, and this is really neat. CJ, the kicker, has already signed with the Marine Corps. And he wants to be, he's looking forward to being a proud Marine. So I talked to him for a while on the phone personally. Outstanding young man. Parents, you can be extremely proud. Mama, don't worry about him. He knows how to take care of himself on the football field, the soccer field, and I'm sure he will for the Marine Corps. So congratulations to CJ for being perhaps been UFO, the unheralded football overachiever. Now we're going to go on to Bourbon County. Wow, what a conversation I had. That was one of the most enjoyable conversations ever. Coach Jones, I talked to him first, and he named assistant coach and quarterback coach for the Colonels, Coach Jerry Flea Barnes, as his UFO. Now, here's some stuff they told me. And then I talked to Coach Barnes, which, by the way, I would have enjoyed another half hour on the phone with him. Coach Barnes was an outstanding quarterback for Paris High School, but he's been coaching at some level for 20 years since then. We know that head coach Jones can get pretty intense at times. You know, Coach David Jones, so do I. He gets pretty fired up. In fact, in the locker room right now, behind 30-0, I'd say he is pretty fired up.
I'd say the paint's peeling off.
The paint is peeling off. But he says that Jerry has a way of putting things in proper perspective and using his sense of humor to bring the staff and the team together. Now, here's one for you. Curtis, you're like this. Coach Barnes, one of my guests that Coach Barnes got his name Flea, Jerry Flea Barnes, because of his quick feet and running style at quarterback for the Greyhounds. Not so. Not so. The story he told me was that when his mother brought him home from the hospital, his dad took one look at him and said, well, he looks like a darn flea. And that's how he got the name Flea from that point on. Coach Barnes, by the way, Jerry Flea Barnes, is loved by the entire Paris community. obviously loved not only by the players and coaches, but also by his good friend, head coach Jones. He is an outstanding coach. And Rambro, as he calls himself, or his friends call him, his deer hunting friends, that is, they call him Rambro, not Bo, bro, told me that when he retires from coaching and after he grows up, he wants to be a comedian. The Bourbon County family is blessed to have Flea on the staff and in the community, and we at Prepsman are blessed and happy to have Jerry Flea Barnes as the UFO, the unheralded football overachiever. All right, we're going to take a second now. We're going to talk to somebody I just met today. I joined his Twitter account just because of what he does. This is Fletcher Long. Fletcher Long works for the for KBG football. In fact, he runs the show, and he's got quite a story to tell. Then we're going to talk a little bit to his son, William Long. Fletcher, first of all, give me a little bit of background to you and how you got involved with the website and what you do with the paper.
Well, I was coaching middle school football in Hopkinsville, and I had 7 kids from Hopkinsville that made the Team Kentucky Future Stars. And I contacted the local newspaper and asked them to write an article, and they told me that they didn't cover middle school athletics. The next day, I opened the sports page, and the headline was, Country Club Swimmers Do Great at South Central Meet. And so I decided at that point that why am I asking a newspaper to do something for me that I'm capable of doing myself? And my partner, Greg Goff, and I, and Greg's in Owensboro, and that's where our home office is, started Kentucky Prep Gridiron, which we call KPG Football for short. And it's been quite a ride. We have about 720 subscribers, and we're mixed up with the Mingy Beef Jerky Company, which we're proud of, and do a Protein Pack Performer of the Week, and we have the Independence Bank Performer of the Week, and we feature middle and high school players.
Okay, now, if somebody wants to find you on Twitter, and we'll mention this again at the end, how can they find you on Twitter?
Well, you got to do the ampersand, which is right? Isn't that called an ampersand, Jerry? Isn't that right? At KPG Football.
At the @ at KBG KP as in Paul G football. Well, that's pretty good idea. We went before the game. You kind of showed that to me, and we looked through a couple of articles. One article was about your son William, who's with us here today. Tell us a little bit about William, and then I'll talk to him.
Well, William is a 2-time Associated Press first-team All-State offensive lineman. He was ranked 10th among the offensive linemen in Kentucky by Bluegrass Preps, and he has 8 college offers presently, from TSU to Hanover to Coast Guard Academy and the like, Sewanee Center. So he's a good student. You know, he's got good scores. But he's a two-way player at Breathitt County High School, and one of 3 players in Kentucky that made honorable mention or higher last year on both sides of the football. He was honorable mention at a defensive lineman, and he was first team as an offensive lineman. The other 2 were Grayson Cook from Belfry, who was a punter and linebacker, and of course the big boy Michael Mayer at Notre Dame now.
We watched him play
on both sides of football. He's probably the best high school player I've ever seen play.
Well, I think Gary was talking about that too. One of the best Gary's ever seen. Especially when they played that state championship game, he dominated the game pretty much. Yeah, as one-man wrecking crew.
I promised I'd mention this. Tyler Morris tonight for LCA has touched the ball 1 time in the backfield. He took it 65 yards for a touchdown. I wanted to say that against Williamsburg. And also that number 32 out there, the Stinson kid, his daddy was captain of Kentucky's football team. I didn't know Bo Stinson's dad, Robert Stinson, we call him the Big Cat. And he's a very good friend of mine. I've been sitting with him out there.
Just so everybody knows, they've had a lot of number changes tonight. I think we've got them.
Yeah, we think we got them. They've changed so many numbers on his jerseys numbers. And I don't know why. Had something to do with ordering new uniforms, but we're doing the best we can. It's a lot of fun.
That boy has got the he's got the bloodline. You know, his dad was captain of the '94 team.
Well, Fletcher, before I talk to your son, one question.
Yes,
what in the heck are you doing here at Bourbon County, down here from the mountains?
Well, Breathitt's game got called because of COVID. We were supposed to play Knott County, and they were Red County and couldn't play. And so we were invited down here by Prep Spin and by Mingy Beef Jerky, and we decided, hey, what the heck? You know, we're big fans of you guys, so we came.
Well, let me take a quick minute and talk to William before we have to get on with this game. I don't think we got any stats, did we, Gary? No, we didn't get any stats. So, William, all right. First of all, let me tell you something, people. This is one big dude that I'm talking to right here. Solid, thick, nice looking size. Told me he plays center and nose guard at Breathitt County. William, tell me a little bit about your background. Where did you play middle school ball? Where did you grow up and all that good stuff?
Well, I played middle school ball in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. I played for HMS, who you guys covered in our semifinal game in 2016. Then I played my first 2 years of high school ball at Hopkinsville High, and now I'm at Breathitt.
At Breathitt County with head coach. What's your head coach's name?
Kyle Moore.
Kyle Moore. And you like that change? You like playing there?
I love playing at Breathitt County.
And you play nose guard and center. If you were going to play in college, which would you prefer?
I prefer nose guard.
Well, heck yeah, you look like it. Real quickly, because we don't have much time, can you give me a little rundown of your dad was bragging about your weightlifting. Tell me a little bit about your bench press and your squat and all that good stuff.
Well, I bench press 425 pounds, squat 625, power clean 270, and I've won 2 state championships in powerlifting.
That's awesome. What's your grade point average?
My GPA is 3.578.
What are you interested in when you go to college?
Psychology.
Oh no. Well, yeah, with your dad, that's probably a pretty good thing. You can come home and work with him a little bit. Absolutely. Just knowing him for the first time, I can tell you he's a little bit intense, so he might need a little calming down. So a cup of coffee on the way home might get him fired up again. Well, that's what I'm saying. He needs wired up all the way to Breathitt County. So does he let you drive any?
He does let me drive. Yes,
oh,
sir.
That's good. That's good to hear. Okay, William, thank you very much. We'll talk about you later. We'll keep an eye on what you're doing. And Fletcher, thank you. And thanks for Mingy Beef Jerky, who is a friend to all of us, everybody involved in sports. Thank you to everybody. We'll get ready to start this game in a minute. If you want to, William, we'll just go dead air for a minute. All right, this is the Mingy Beef Jerky Game of the Week here at Bourbon County High School.
Hit those two red buttons, Coach.
Good job, Coach.
The replay of the game.
Landon Eden on the return there for Ashland. They lead 30-0. They're trying to get an offensive series started here in the second half here on the Mingy Beef Jerky High School Game of the Week. Pittman splits out to the bottom. And right now that's McMahon. So JT Garrett is at quarterback and gives it inside, and Pittman's going to run up to the 35-yard line. That's a nice gain of about 8-9 yards for Keontae Pittman.
Little hand back counter, nice little play up the middle, get some yardage back from that play. Again, this offense is pretty capable of running the football. They're doing a really good job of blocking and running. So
LCA led at halftime pretty big, didn't they, William? 30-0. LCA.
I'm gonna. There's a comment I want to make in a minute, and I'm not going to try to call out anybody, but
yeah. JT Garrett sets the offense, and he's got Tackett to his right, rolling right, throws, and Pittman's got the catch. What a tackle over there.
Nice job.
That's a great tackle turned in. And
14, yeah, for Bourbon.
That's Floyd. Yeah, Floyd
over here.
Wearing number 14.
One of the complaints that I'm seeing, one of the few complaints, and I know this is a tough time with COVID, Gary, but there are players that aren't dressed appropriately in some teams that we've seen. Jerseys out, jerseys below the belt line, bellies showing. Not that I'm seeing out here, but it's something that these officials need to watch for.
Here's the punt, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 31, 32-yard line, and we can go ahead and hit that light, William, unless you need it.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah, we can see the numbers a lot better. It's going to be Bourbon County football. They're going to mark it at the 32-yard line.
What about that stop?
Yeah,
that's big. That's the first really good stop that they've had. This is important.
And we get, I believe, Clay Estes in at quarterback. Yes, we do. Clay Estes coming off a 24-34 ball game last week, 340 yards and 4 touchdown passes. So Estes back in at quarterback. First time he's played quarterback this evening.
Empty in the backfield for him.
Rolling throws it over the middle, and that's a little short to Heflin. So a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and
Whole lot of pressure.
I tell you, Tristan Rayburn just pinned his ears back and went after the QB, didn't he?
Yeah, and this offensive lineman is having fits. This is the second time in this game that his helmet came off. He's got to get this thing fitted right. I know he's furious. He's upset at it. Come on, man. Get this thing fixed. I can't keep coming out of the game.
Coach Clay Estes on the season, 34-63, 414 yards, 6 touchdowns coming into tonight's game.
That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Second down and 10 for Bourbon County. 30-0. Ashland on top with 9 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. Estes back to pass. Pump fakes. It's going to roll to the left. Estes looking, and it's going to be caught. What a great catch on the far side, and that was Heflin who made that great catch.
And it was a really nice job by the Estes as far as his rolling out to the left. Another right-handed quarterback rolling out to his left. Squares his shoulders, Gary. Gets his shoulders around so he can step into the throw and put something on it. And it was a pretty nice job, pretty nice throw.
Up to the 46-yard line, so first down for Bourbon County. Trying to 32-28. Pikeville on top of Henry Clay. That's in the third. We're in the third here. Bourbon County trying to get something going. Pass complete to the outside, and they're into Ashland territory. On that catch, and that was made by Huckabee.
That was a nice throw. Nice job.
And Jack Huckabee, if that name's familiar, he played at Lexington Catholic a couple years ago, and now he's here at Bourbon County the last few years.
Name is familiar. We do quite a few Lexington Catholic games, and
they're in action tonight against Tate's Creek.
This Bourbon County team, let's see if they can mount some sort of comeback here. It's really tough, but they've got to be able to do it. No mistakes.
Twin receivers both sides for Estes. He's back in that pocket, flushed out of the pocket, rolls to the right, sets, and it's going to be caught by Heflin down near the 40-yard line. Estes looking like Brett Favre right now.
He looks really good. Rolled out to the right that time and picked out that receiver. And by the way, a really nice catch on the ball, too. The receiver had to dive for it. But, again, nice throw, nice catch. That's a good play.
We don't have stats, but that's what, the third completion for Estes on this drive?
Yes.
Third completion. So, 40-yard line. Bourbon County now looking like a different team right now. Twins both sides. Estes getting trouble and throws it deep, and it's going to be
out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Yeah.
Yeah, just all you need is 1 foot down in high school, and he's out.
So Clay Estes rolling to his right, threw it deep, and, actually threw a pretty good ball. The kid just went up for it and was out of bounds.
Yeah, I think it's so good to make that choice, though, try to get that defense backing off. They're not used to this quarterback. They haven't seen anything. They're in a cover 2 look on defense now. They're playing zone way off the receivers.
Triple receivers to the top. Pass out to Estes. He's got the catch, stiff arms a man, and dives down inside the 35, maybe the 34-yard line. We're to be third down and about 3 for the first down for Bourbon County. We have 7:55 and counting to go in the third quarter, and Ashland on top, 30-0.
Good job out there tackling, stopping that play. Again, run a little screen pass and maybe a little what they call a quick screen. Quarterback has to grip and rip the ball. He can't afford to find the laces.
That's
where you don't have time.
That's what you told me last week at Catholic. He doesn't know where the laces are, but it's grip and rip.
You don't have time to look for the laces. You got to get the ball out there.
So third down at about 3 for Estes. Little pass over the near side. Landrum, and he's going to take it down to the 32, going to be short of the first down. Good play turned in there by the defensive unit, and Latherow, the defensive end, helped out. Jack, a 6'2 senior.
He did a really nice job on that play. He came all the way over there to make that tackle. Nice job. Their edge players are probably outside linebackers. This looks like a standard 3-4. So, their outside linebackers are really active in this defense.
You want to know what I've noticed by this Ashland team?
What?
They're very well coached.
Very well coached.
In fundamentals.
Absolutely.
4th and about a yard for Estes and company. The 5'10 sophomore Landrum shifts back to the right. And Estes is going to tuck it in and down to the 25. Breaks the tackle at the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Hold the phone. There's a flag down.
Of course. Nice job, but you're right. There's a flag. Probably a holding call. Let's see. Yep. Nice run, though. They made a big difference having him at quarterback and not just throwing the ball, but running the ball. He looks quick feet. Nice job.
Bryan Station defeated Lafayette tonight 41-0.
Yeah. Bryan Station's got a team
They're
this year.
2-1, 1 point away from being undefeated.
Yep.
They lost by 1 point to Scott County. So, and Henry Clay playing Pikeville, the number 1 team in St. Course. You remember, Coach, that's a 6A team going up against a 1A team.
Yeah, but Pikeville's got a
I know
program.
they're a powerhouse.
They
yeah.
really are.
Yeah. Pikeville is not your typical single A team with Coach McNamee. 30-0 here. We have 6:19 to go in the third quarter of action, and Bourbon County on the march, but Ashland on top of the football game. Estes, he's shown a spark here, throws it a little low, and does he catch it off the ground? And Parker Estes, and what are they going to rule?
I don't know, but we're going to look at let's see if we can get back in.
They call the catch. They say it's a catch made down to the 30-yard line. So, what do we see from the replay, Coach?
We're about to look at it. See if Big Joe gets on this thing.
So here's the catch.
Gonna slow it down for us? Yes, sir.
Looked like it hit the ground to me.
Yeah, it looked like he pulled his left hand off it just as the ball got there. So
Hold on, boys. Hold the phone like you said.
Hold the phone.
William Warfield got some tools over here you can do.
Williams
the
gonna.
King of Streams is zooming in for us. Here we go.
That's why he's the king of stream.
Yeah, right, buddy. That's prep spin all the way.
That's a called ball, boys.
You think he caught it?
His hand's underneath. His hand is underneath it.
Well,
that is a catch. Yes, sir.
Yeah, ruled
That
it
is
a catch. And they ruled it a catch, so that's a great call by the officials.
Super job by the official.
Hey, instant replay shows it's a catch.
Yeah,
boys.
instant replay.
It's a catch.
Yeah. Nice catch made by Parker Estes.
I tell you what, this is big time up here, people. When you can do that, you can see these plays. Oh, another thing, we haven't had this in a year or so, but that was the first miscue that I've seen. It was that ball. Sometimes that ball gets thrown into the dirt like that. It's you short step it, and when you follow through, it goes right into the dirt.
5:49 to go in the third quarter. Ashland on top of Bourbon, 30-0. Gary Ball with Mike Mean and the King of Stream, William Warfield. Joe Allen here on Prep Spin here in the third quarter from Bourbon County. Our first trip over here to Bourbon County here in Paris, Kentucky. And boy, it was a beautiful drive over here. We talked about the drive over here today.
Beautiful horse farms on either side. Just a gorgeous drive.
Claiborne Farm is one of the farms over here in Paris, Coach.
Right, Runnymede Farm.
Yep. Claiborne, of course, the home of Secretariat. Estes getting pressure, and he's going to throw it back, and it's going to be intercepted and picked off out to the 20, return to the 30-yard line, and all the way down the far side, and finally he's going to be stopped over there, and that is Brett Mullins. There's a flag down.
Yeah, there's a flag back going on the 35-yard line.
Yeah, Estes rolling out and just threw it up, trying to make something happen, Coach, being aggressive, and that is going to be a block in the back, I believe.
Yeah,
against Ashland.
Exactly, and that backs them up a little bit. But had a nice drive going. Probably shouldn't have pulled the trigger on that one, Gary. It looked like he may have been able to run for 5 or 6 yards on that one.
Yeah. 5 minutes and 34 seconds to go in this third quarter of action here from Bourbon County.
But you're giving it, you're kicking into another gear here, Bourbon County, with some excitement. Let's see if it carries over to the defense. They're the ones they have to get them in the game. If they're going to get in this game at all and not go to a running clock, which would be the next touchdown, they need to do it right here.
Let's see what they do, Coach. Hunter Mullins got the quarterback. Brett Mullins, and he's right back in there at quarterback, 27. Shift to the right side by Stevens. And give to Pittman, and he's tripped up. I tell you, they barely got his foot, didn't they?
Yeah, they looked like the. Let's see, I'm trying to get his number until he turns around here. Yeah, 33.
Okay.
For Bourbon. It was a nice job at 33, which I don't have a number for.
Yeah, there's no 33 on my roster either, Coach. I know Stinson went to 32.
Congratulations, 33.
Gillum, the backfield, and he gets a handoff. Gillum up to the 35, 31st down up to the 36-yard line.
But we're seeing some action by Bourbon, some good hits in there. They're really trying to really knock the ball loose.
Floyd gets up a little gimpy. First down up at the 36-yard line. Brett Mullins doing a good job from his. I mean, you got some weapons around you if you're Mullins, and boy, he's doing a good job of utilizing all of his weapons.
A little confusion here. They're running trips on this side.
Gillum is to the left of Mullins. Trips to the near, as Coach said. Fires over and J.T. Garrett. He gets a block at the 40. Garrett to midfield. Cuts it back 40, and he's down to the 30-yard line and run out of bounds right there. Let's see where they mark him at the 32-yard line. So
go back to the beginning and just freeze it if you could. You don't even need to run the play. Let's take a look at this formation, because this formation is what's getting Bourbon in trouble. All right, stop it. See, they're running trips out here,
yeah,
and they're covering everybody except the middle man. They look like they're just lined up. They need another man out there. They're not moving that outside linebacker out to cover that extra man, and it happens to be the best daggone receiver on the team.
Yep. Humphrey splits to the far side. A full house backfield now for Mullins. He gives now up the middle to Pittman. Pittman cuts it out to far side. He's down to the 25 and knocked down right there. Floyd got over there. Let's see who else gets over there. That's Smoot. Smoot gets over there as well for Bourbon.
Yeah, he's a smooth runner. You know, we just had Gale Sayers pass away
this
week.
Yeah.
One of the most amazing running backs of you young people.
Sweetness.
If you have a chance to go look up some grainy footage of him, he could really move.
I don't know how grainy it'll be, Coach. He was so smooth he even makes the film a little better.
He probably does.
Triple receivers to the bottom for Mullins. Fires, and it's caught over there, and that's Humphrey, and he's going to take it down to the first down to the 20-yard line.
Need to make an adjustment on defense. They've got to be able to get out there and cover those people, even if you have to go out and walk up and cover them man-to-man. If you stand up on them, get close to them, and have somebody facing each one of them, then they're going to back off of that play. Otherwise, they're going to keep running it.
Yeah, that was a good catch by Paul Humphrey for Ashland. Ashland on the march, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. 3 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ashland threatening here again. They're in the red zone.
Take a look at the middle receiver out there. There's not a person near him.
Mullins.
And they throw it to him.
Fires it over the far side, and they're scrambling over there.
Yeah.
As number 9 was caught up in a scrum over there. Jack Alley was wrestling over there, still looking for the football.
He was, but why? I'm not sure whether – I don't know why they threw it to the outside receiver when the middle receiver, the slot receiver, was uncovered again. This is tough. You have to get an outside linebacker, or move your tackle out of half a man, and then take your outside linebacker out there or something.
Keontae Pittman is to the right of quarterback
this is better
Mullins. Get inside to Pittman, and he's going to be tackled down inside the 18-yard line. Goebel makes the play for Bourbon.
Taking their time, moving the football again. A little bit better adjustment that time on the defensive pass coverage.
3rd down and about 7, Coach, for Ashland. We're approaching 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the third quarter here at Bourbon County. First trip to Bourbon County in all the years we worked for Prepsman. What's this, our 6th year with Prepsman?
Yep.
5th year?
Mm-hmm.
First year to Bourbon County.
We're the band. So we're all the band.
Mullins back to pass, fires it over the right side, and is going
nice
to be
defensive play.
incomplete.
Yeah, really, really nice job by, I think, number 5, Braden Frederick. I think got his hand and tipped that ball. Again, they tried for the end zone that time, and Frederick had none of it. He was covering that person deep all the way. I like how these players, these high school players, they have a good relationship with the officials. You can see them talking to the official, and it's really nice. And it's a good job for the officials, by the way, to communicate with these players like that. You don't want to be their friend, but you want to be friendly.
Alley splits to the right. J.T. Garrett comes out to the bottom.
This is different. This formation is a little bit different.
Gillum and Pittman are in the backfield. Mullins fakes now, rolls to the right, getting pressure, throws it, and incomplete.
The pressure did it, Gary. And I bet that was that Parker Estes again?
Yep.
Parker Estes. I'll tell you what, that man is a player. Parker Estes, he says he's 6'3", he's a senior.
Yeah, they list him at almost 6'4", really, 6'3.5".
He plays 6'6".
So Bourbon will have it at the 17-yard line, and they moved the ball downfield with Clay Estes in the game last time, but they couldn't capitalize. They still have not scored. It's 30-0 Ashland, 2:24 to go in the third quarter.
Well, I think that mistake was the interception, and that really hurt him because they were moving the football.
Estes with Landrum in there in the backfield with him. Triple receivers to the bottom. But here's a pass out there to Heflin. He's got the catch up to the 21-yard line, knocked down immediately. And coming over to get him, who else? Caleb Tackett.
Caleb Tackett. How many tackles has he got today?
That's at least a dozen, Coach.
I wish we had stats because we could really,
I know.
really take a look at him. He's a player now. That kid could go on and play to the next level for sure.
Yep. Yeah, I'm checking my email. Haven't seen any stats yet. They said they were going to send them up to us, but have not seen them, Coach.
Wow. Trips on that side now.
Estes rolling to the left, still running. He's got some room to the 25. He's got the first down, 30, 35, and then a big hit put on him over there on the sideline.
Mr. Estes, little coaching point. Get out of bounds as fast as you can, my friends. Live another day.
That's Gillum putting that blow on him over there for Ashland. Man.
Yeah, you're not gonna get past Gillum, and you're not gonna cut back and get Gage Lehman to hit you either. So it's a pretty good idea just to get out of bounds.
He gets the first down up to the 34-yard line. We have just a minute and 22 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the clock is running here at Bourbon County tonight, where the Colonels are hosting Ashland.
Boyle County's up on Highlands 39-7.
Boyle County leads Highlands 39-7 up in northern Kentucky, playing at Fort Thomas. We've been up there before, Coach.
We have been. Yeah.
Went up there and did the Catholic playoff game a few years ago, me, you, and William. First down and 10 at the 34. Estes looking, rolling, and sets, throws, and it's caught by Parker Estes up in midfield. That's a pickup of 17 yards.
These two guys are awesome. We got a quarterback and a receiver that are brothers, and they absolutely know what each other is going to do. This is backyard football to them guys.
LCA's up 45-7 on Williamsburg.
Used to with my little grandson, we used to watch something called Backyardigans.
Yeah.
And it's these kids in the backyard playing. Well, that's the Estes brothers. They're Backyardigans, baby.
LCA leads Williamsburg 45-7. LCA in a roll. They'll be on the Scholastic Ball Report Sunday at noon on the CW. Fires it down the near side, and it's going to be a great catch down inside the 20-yard line. That's a great catch by Jeremiah Jones. Jeremiah Jones went up for that.
Yeah, nice job by Jones, and he was pretty well covered on that, Gary. He just went over the defender and made that tackle. He got the defender got mossed, as they say in Monday Night Football.
Yep. So it'll be Bourbon.
Let's watch it again.
First down. That's a great catch by Jeremiah Jones. Look at him go up and make a great catch out of that.
Oh, man.
With Gillum draped all over him.
Yeah. We love you, Gillum, but you got mossed.
High pass, incomplete. Trying to go over there to Huckabee.
Got too excited that time on that throw.
Man, he threw a nice ball that time to Jones and then came back and fired it a little bit too a little bit too much in front of Huckabee.
Yeah, that throw right there that he overthrew, that's a hard throw to throw because you're getting a little bit of pressure and you want to get rid of the ball quickly. You want to put it in that target area of the receiver. You never want to overthrow a receiver in that pattern because it will be tipped and it will be intercepted. So keep that ball down and just zip it.
Huckabee and Parker Estes split out to the near, to the far. To the near is Jones with Heflin. And Clay Estes in the backfield. Back pat, rolling to the right. Estes. And it's going to be hit down inside the 20-yard line about the, they say, end of the third quarter. So that's the end of the third quarter. We come to the fourth quarter with Bourbon County marching, but they trail Ashland 30-0. And I tell you what, Ashland's look good in this ball game tonight, Coach.
They really have looked good in all phases of the game. They have a field goal kicker. We obviously saw that. Kickoffs are good. We had one punt, I think it was a good punt, and their defense is strong, really strong. So they'll go far in their district just with their defensive play. But then on offense, my goodness, they have running backs that can really play. A quarterback that's steady. You know, he's just steady. He's solid. And that's one thing that I really like to see is that kind of play from a quarterback. People sometimes say, well, he manages the game well. I don't want to hear that manages the game. Anybody can manage the game. Coaches manage the game. But a player who controls the game, controls the line of scrimmage, other players around him have confidence in him. You know, that's what's special, and that's what's special about this quarterback for Ashland.
Coach, you're really impressed with this Bourbon County complex, aren't you?
I really like it. We came in, had a little incident on the way. We stopped at had a food at a little restaurant called Parika's. It was really good, treated well. And there was an automobile accident.
Right out in front of us.
Serious automobile accident there right on Paris Pike. And, you know, our prayers go out to those people involved because it could have been serious. We had to leave. We didn't know. But when the ambulance and police have gotten there. So prayers go out to whoever that was. And I'm thinking about you, and Gary is too.
Yeah. So Bourbon is faced with 3rd and a long 10 inside the 18-yard line. Heflin comes out to the bottom.
Well, it's 2-down zone, Gary. So, you know, they can get half of it back. If they can get in 4th and short, they should be able to get the first down.
They send Jeremiah Jones out to the top. Motion. Landrum, and here's Estes getting pressure. Rolls. Here's a flag down, and he's going to be sacked all the way out of what a great play turned in by Colby Coburn.
Yeah, Coburn.
6'2", 225 defensive end.
And ran him down from the backside, too.
Yeah.
Really nice job. Again, rolling to the left, Estes, and trying to throw with that right hand. You know, you're at a disadvantage for sure. We get a holding. They're going to decline the penalty. Let's see. Decision to make here.
Yeah, it's 30-0. Ashland on top of Bourbon County. Bourbon 1-1. This is the first regular season game of the year for Ashland.
Yeah. Yeah, declining the penalty.
They decline and bring up 4th down.
One thing Bourbon does not want to do is they do not want to give up another touchdown with that goose egg on the board and get into a running clock.
Yeah.
Because they want to. Even though they're behind 30-0, they want work. They need to work these people. They need to get good film on their players.
Yep.
And so, you know, they would love to get a first down here or even get inside enough to get if they could get a field goal, Gary, you know, that would take a little pressure off that running clock business.
Clay Estes gets a play in from his sideline. It's going to be let's see. They got 3rd down. Is that right, Coach?
Yeah, they turned the penalty down. So.
Okay, so 3rd down. Twin receivers to both sides for Estes. In the backfield with him is LaDamian Landrum. To the right.
It should be
Estes, pressure coming, and he's going to be sacked back at the 33-yard line. And
too much pressure. Watch this.
I believe that was linebacker getting in there was Billups, Eric Billups.
Billups got in there, and again, one of the people that has impressed me a lot in this game is Jordan Jones. Jordan just ran over the center that time, pushed him right in the backfield.
So Ashland will take over on downs at the 33-yard line. They lead.
It was 4th down because they refused.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So they lead 30-0. They're trying to add to that lead. As Coach said, they get another touchdown here, and it'll be a running clock the rest of the way here at Bourbon County. They send triple receivers out to the top. Including in that is Keontae Pittman, the superstar running back. Inside handoff, and it goes to Tackett. Tackett to the 40. He's hit a 45, 50. He's running down to the 40. One man to beat. That's number 7. He's down to the 10, 5. Tackett, touchdown as he goes 67 yards.
And they missed the block in the back again. I don't want to criticize the officials. He was out of position, but there was an obvious block in the back out on the side on the run. Take a look up top. Right there's a block in the back. Should have been called. That's a shame too, because that would have been a heck of a run no matter what.
That was a good run by Caleb Tackett. Man, he starts at linebacker and 300 tackles. He's on track for that. He's got about 300 tonight, doesn't he, Coach?
I think he does. He does. We mention him, every other play it seems like.
Here's Lycan's extra point, and it is good. So 37-0. We will have a running clock here on the 36 points running. So running clock from here on out. 11-12 to go in this football game. Mingy Beef Jerky, high school football game of the week. They're over here in Paris, Kentucky. Mingy Beef Jerky. They're the proud sponsor of high school football here on Prep Spin. We'll have another Mingy Beef Jerky game of the week. Guys, we got to be deciding on next week. I guess if the I don't know if things.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know yet. We'll just have to decide. We'll make a decision by what, William? Monday?
Yeah,
Monday or Tuesday. And, of course, check out the Scholastic Ball Report. William Warfield's helping me with that show this year, out doing the interviews with the kids. And this Sunday at noon on the CW, Coach, we got LCA. They're going to be 3-0 going into the show Sunday. They're undefeated. They're one of the top. They probably should be the top-ranked team at two.
Yeah.
Apologies to Somerset. But they're good too. But I think LCA, I like LCA this year.
I can see them at Kroger Field.
I do too, and I can see that. And they will be the team of the week. They're on with us Sunday, and we got Notre Dame soccer. So we give the girls some love on the show, Coach. Notre Dame soccer.
No, that's a beautiful place up there. Notre Dame, across from Covington Catholic.
Straight across from. I showed it to you when we went up to Cov Cath last year.
Yeah, when it was. Yeah. We went up there a couple years ago, right? It was 1,000 degrees.
We went to Lex Cath last year.
Yeah.
The Lex Cath Cov Cath game.
Yeah, when we went up to Covington Catholic, I remember it was like 100 degrees in the press box.
Oh, that was a few years ago. Yeah.
Whew.
That wasn't with Prep Spin. That was on radio, I think.
I don't know. It was awful.
37-0 here. Ashland has come in here and shown why they were one of the top teams in the state last year. Kickoff is taken in. And that's Heflin. Heflin to the 30. 35 and running hard up to the 40-yard. A nice return there by Kagan Heflin.
Yeah, it's a bright spot for the Colonels as their return game.
Yeah.
They're getting some blocks downfield and the runs are. When you run a kickoff back, it's so much different than a punt. When you run a kickoff back, you pretty much allowed one cut. You've got to go to where your blocking is, and if you have to make a cut right or left, do it once. If you dance around, you got 11 people tackling you. Well, 10. I think the kicker usually stays back as a safety. But
10 minutes to go in this game. It'll be a running clock from here on out. 37-0. Ashland on top of Bourbon County here. Gary Ball with Coach Mike Meehan and William Warfield, a King of Stream. And little screen over to Landrum. Hit, and boy, he's going to be tackled. Woo! And that's a nice play turned in there.
Just run that one back.
Coach, that was number 5 in your roster.
Nice job of coming up, making the tackle.
Vinny Palladino. And the coach said, no, he's not Italian.
He's not?
No. I thought everybody named Vinny Palladino was Italian, Coach.
I thought I saw him in Godfather 3.
I tell you what, he made a great play on that one right there.
Yeah, he did.
He was in the backfield before the guy that caught the ball was in the backfield.
Vinny is Italian because the guy that played for the Spurs. Remember that guy?
Well, this guy is.
Yeah.
You might,
Manny Ginobili. No, Ginobili. Yeah, he played for. Yeah.
It's a nice. There you go.
Good running, and that's Landrum, I believe.
Nice job running
to the
football.
45, 46 yard.
That showed some courage.
I believe that was. That was LaDamian Landrum.
Yeah, Tristan
and it was,
Rayburn.
Tristan Rayburn made the play for Ashland. Boy, I tell you, Tackett, Rayburn, really, and Gillum, Brett Mullins, and really all these guys. You know, Latherow from his defensive end, and Colburn, Colburn. They've all made good plays. 3rd and about 3. They got to get up to midfield. Estes gives inside and running hard and driven backwards. I believe that is the Jalen Sidney. I believe we're going to wait and see when he gets up.
I think they're going to give him the first down. I really do.
Yeah, that was Jalen Sidney, the ball carrier.
First down. That was kind of a generous spot, but we'll give it to him. That's okay.
We have 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this football game, Coach, with a 37-0 lead and a running clock here at Bourbon County and Ashland. Ashland on top, and Ashland's in for a good season, I think, Coach.
I think honestly, Gary, defensively they can play against anybody.
I agree. They're very solid. Coach Love does a great job at Ashland, and they've got some outstanding ball players. And I'll tell you what, Pittman's a real deal, isn't he? And so is J.T. Garrett.
Nice get.
44-13. So
job.
Lexington Catholic wins their first game 44-13 over Tate's Creek. Catholic thought they had LCA last week, but that last-second field goal by Dobbs. We've had some great games, the back-to-back here on Prep Spin, and this is a good ball game here at Bourbon County. It's a good, we've seen Ashland, one of the top teams in the state, so good to see them. And once we got through the roster thing, it's really settled in to be a good game.
Well, I'll tell you in a minute about we're talking about last-minute heroics, last-minute field goals, something about this Ashland team.
Inside handoff. That's Sidney, and he is going to be down to the 45-yard line.
Nice tackle by 54.
Yeah, he's a backup player, Coach.
Yeah, Dylan Sharp. Okay, when I talked to the kicker for Ashland, when I talked to CJ Likens, I said, he's a soccer player. I said, well, you get nervous when you get in there to kick. And he said, well, we haven't had the kick. We haven't played. He said, we haven't played a game.
What about soccer? Does he play soccer?
Yeah, he plays soccer. He's a good soccer player. He said, but, it's the same thing. He said, I said, what about getting the laces, not kicking the laces? He said, that's psychological. You don't need to worry about that.
3rd down.
I like that kid.
Estes fires over, and he's got Jeremiah Jones. He's to the 30, 25. He turns on the Jets to the 10, 5 touchdown. Jeremiah Jones.
Nice job. Boy, I tell you what, you talk about acceleration. Some serious acceleration on that one.
Jeremiah Jones from Estes, his 7th touchdown pass
well, look at
of the
replay,
season.
Gary. Little hitch, a 5-yard hitch, and just broke a tackle. 2 guys missed him, and there he goes. Nice job, Jeremiah. A really nice route, too.
You know who couldn't catch him? Vinny Palladino.
He needed a Palomino.
That's
nice
a horse,
job.
isn't it?
Yeah. I like that name, though. That's pretty.
I do
that's
too.
A good football name.
That's on our all-name team right there. Vinny Palladino from Ashland, Kentucky.
Yep.
So
I had a couple players on my high school team, Mario Morbido and Vito Vitale. That's
Vitale. Estes throws it in the back of the end zone, and Parker Estes goes up for it, can't come down with it. So incomplete, but Bourbon gets on the board. With 6:22 to go in this game, it's 37 Ashland, 6 for Bourbon County, and that was a nice catch by Jeremiah Jones, and it was the yak, Coach. It's the way he ran after he caught it.
Yeah, they give it the ball in space. When you got an athlete, you try to get him the ball in space, and they ran a little 5-yard hitch. In fact, the inside receiver looked like he kind of ran a little in pattern too. The little 5-yard hitch, turned around, the ball was there right away, delivered perfectly by the quarterback.
Yes.
And then it was just a matter of making a couple people miss. Nice job.
So tonight, Lex Cath won big over Tate's Creek, 41-13.
Yeah.
LCA big over Williamsburg. And, Henry Clay and Pikeville locked up in a pretty good ball game over there at Henry Clay.
Yeah, and that's pretty impressive for Henry Clay.
And how about the win tonight by Bryan Station, 41-0 over Lafayette?
That's a new team there. I hope we get to see Bryan Station this year. They look like a coach has got them together over there. Brand new coach.
Done a great job. So here comes the kick for Bourbon County.
Scott County may be down a little bit with the building of a great crossing and splitting those athletes a little bit. But Jim McKee, he is a real good coach.
Does a great job.
Yeah.
They canceled their game tonight with Frederick Douglass, didn't they? So Douglass plays Ballard tomorrow morning, I believe.
I'm not.
We got new opponents tonight too.
Yeah,
Scott County did?
They went somewhere to play, didn't they? In Louisville.
No, not Louisville. Louisville's not playing tonight because of the Breonna Taylor.
Scott County's playing at home against.
Here's the McMahon kick, and it's going to be
Short
J.T.
kick.
Garrett at the 25. He's up to the 30,
Oh.
dancing. He's to the 35, and he's going to be tackled right there at the 37-yard line.
Hard running kid. Really hard running kid.
Yeah, he is. J.T. Garrett is a 5'11". They list him at 5'11", 180-pound senior.
He looks like a solid 180 pounds.
He does, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Clock running with 5 minutes, and yeah, they need to run the clock. I don't know why they stopped. It's a running clock. Running clock because it was 37-0.
Well, the white hat is telling the clock to run, and the line judge is saying stop the clock. Oh, we got a timeout.
Now we have a timeout called by Ashland. So timeout with 5:47 to go in this football game. 37-6. Ashland on top of Bourbon County. Bourbon County got on the board on a nice catch and run there by Jeremiah Jones. They call him JJ.
Jeremiah Jones on a nice play. Looks like Ashland is getting some subs in there now. That's one reason they called the timeout. They're going to get some different players in, Gary. So we may have to take a look at their rosters for some numbers when they start.
Playing GRC, George Rogers Clark.
Scott County is?
35-14 with 7:24 left.
Who's ahead?
Scott County.
Yeah, Jim will get them together. They're on that wing tee. And, it's funny. So if Scott County's supposed to play somebody else, and GRC is supposed to play somebody else, the GRC is going to play against some spread team, and then all of a sudden here comes Scott County running the wing tee, which they never see. That could be a real disaster sometimes.
Let's see, guys. I'm looking at stats here for Lexington Catholic. Jack Goman was 10 of 12 for 200 yards and 5 touchdowns tonight. Give right side and up to the 40-yard line. And that's going to be for Ashland. That's going to be Vinny Palladino. So 10 of 12, 200 yards, 5 touchdowns tonight for Goman. 10 of 12 passing.
That's amazing. That's super.
So 5 of his 10 completions are touchdowns. We get better stats from Lexington Catholic game we're not even doing. Second down and 8 at the 40-yard line. Here's the hand on left side and breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and up to the third. That's running up to the 43-yard line, Coach. 21 there for Ashland. Who's that young man?
21 for Ashland is Jared Brown.
Mr. Brown.
Jared Brown, 5'10", 150 pounds, sophomore.
He ran that ball. And I believe we got a new quarterback in as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they got some subs in there now.
Yep. That's Brown again. And Brown knows, and Brown goes down to the 45-yard line, Coach.
He's a hard runner, too.
And that's 31 in at quarterback, Coach. 31 for Ashland.
How much time's on that clock?
We have 4 minutes to go in the game, Coach.
Alex McCormick.
McCormick. So Alex McCormick in at quarterback for Mullins, who had a good night tonight. I tell you, Pittman is the real deal. Keontae Pittman, Coach.
Oh, man. Good night for a lot of those Ashland players.
McCormick. Palladino, Vinny. He's down to the 40-yard line.
Another nice run. Tackle number 22.
That's McMahon.
And we have a player down for Bourbon. That'll stop the clock. I can't see a number.
That's one of the few things that does stop a running clock, doesn't it?
That's right.
And your player. So 3 minutes and 29 seconds to go in this game. 37-6.
Let me tell you how this works with us in prep speed. Gary Ball and I, we because of COVID, we wait for William to tell us who we're going to play. And then we try to do our preparation as quickly as we possibly can. So whichever we are, and the reason I brought that up, Gary, is we're real appreciative of Bourbon County approaching us and saying they would love us to come out and do a game like this. And
we're here because Bourbon County asked us to be here, and that's why we're here. And we're got a nice place up here in their press box. It's a little bit confined, but we're not complaining.
No, we're not complaining. And of course, Mingy Beef Jerky, title sponsor,
is built right. It's made. I said built. Well, they were built. They were made here in Paris, Kentucky.
Right,
Mingy Beef Jerky.
Right, very impressive organization, Mingy Beef Jerky, international shipping and everything. So
yeah, I love Mingy Beef Jerky. And Coach Jones here at Ashland, he loves Mingy Beef Jerky.
I heard they have like sticks, not just the jerky, but like Slim Jim type sticks.
Oh man!
If that's the case, I'm all over that.
Vinny Palladino, we've got McCormick in there at quarterback. And coach, we also have number 6 in there at running back. That's Tyree Clutters. McCormick gives to Clutters, and he's tripped up. As he ran through the line, he got tripped up, and nice play turned in.
Yeah, that was a nice play. So that brings up third down. A whole new group of people came in. Whole new offensive line. That looked like brand new offensive line came in the game.
Yes, I see 79 and 71 going out there. McCormick is in at quarterback. Vinny Palladino to the left. Cutters is to the right side. Give to Vinny Palladino, and he is hit on a good hit there by Smoot.
See a lot of good sportsmanship out there, Gary. A lot of good sportsmanship between these teams. Vinny Palladino, I'm going to call him the Godfather. He may not be Italian, but he's definitely out there taking control of the family.
He definitely rules with an iron fist. Yeah. 4th down and a long 3 for Ashland. And this time they have in the game is Gerard Brown. Give side, Vinny Palladino
nice
running hard down to the 35, breaking tackles down to the 30-yard line with 2 minutes to go in this football game.
Yeah, we have a penalty on the play too.
So
right on a dead ball play right at the end. Let's see what they call.
Minute 56, a clock running, minute 54 to go now in this game. It's Ashland who led 30-0 at halftime. They lead 37-6 here with just a minute and 45 seconds to play, Coach.
Yeah, there's a personal foul too, Gary. That's going to knock it down there further. Personal foul against the Bourbon County.
Yeah, we'll get our all the logistics worked out for next week's game with all of our commercials and everything. Thanks to all of the sponsors tonight, Mingy Beef Jerky and Whitaker Bank, Rafferty's Restaurants, BGO, Bluegrass Orthopedics, Lexington Diagnostic, Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
That's right.
So they're moving all the way down to the 15-yard line. McCormick, inside handoff, and that's Brown down to the 5-yard line.
Did a nice job turning the corner and then cutting upfield, getting shoulder square and firing himself toward the goal line, driving the legs. Way to go.
Coach, less than 1 minute to play, 58 seconds. We've got to give folks the time, and with down to 51 seconds to play. So
there are a lot of rookies in there now. A lot of rookies for Ashland.
Tell us some names, Coach.
McCormick's still in there. 21.
Brown.
Jared Brown's in there. Some linemen. 72 looks like a big dude. Offensive line. It's Mickey Sloan.
Brown gets it around the left side, and he's going to cut it back. Touchdown. Gerard Brown, TD, and that makes it 43-6, Ashland. So they put their JV in, and they scored, Coach.
They put their JV in, some substitutes, and they drove it down there and scored. But
of course, Bourbon County may have had their JV in there as well.
Well, they have a lot of subs in there too.
So was a beautiful drive down here today to Perico's, the Mexican restaurant, and Coach tomorrow, Kentucky and Auburn at noon, and I've got tennis tomorrow morning.
Well, you can play and come home and take a little break and watch the game on the SEC network.
Likens in for the extra point. Gillum will hold. Gillum gets it down. The kick is up, and it is good. Just got it in the left side. So 44-6 with 26 seconds to go in this football game, Coach, from Bourbon County. Our first trip over here, Bourbon County Colonels and the Ashland Tomcats. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan and William Moorfield and Joe Allen.
Yeah, Ashland has a historic program, and we were talking a little bit about the city of Ashland on the way up and some of the things. That is an area that I really like, by the way. If when you I don't even know the name of the highway. When you go up that highway, you have what, Ashland, Raceland.
Talking about the double A or 64?
No. I think it's off of 64. The one that connects, the one that goes up the hill in Ashland, goes up the hill and has all those schools like Fairview and Russell and all those schools are right along that school, Greenup County.
Yep.
That's a pretty intense football area.
Yeah, it is.
And the basketball team last year, what a shame.
I know.
Honest to
Their
goodness.
high school, they were undefeated at Ashland, got to the state tournament canceled.
Yeah.
Called off.
Well, they have one girls game. That was it.
No,
right?
they played 2 games, played a full day Wednesday, and then I think half a schedule Thursday.
Oh.
And then they had to call
Send
it
them
off.
home.
It was a good call, but it's a shame they had to call it off.
The whole thing is a shame. A lot of these seniors, I tell you, it's just awful. But again, people, just take care of yourself, okay? Everybody, just be careful and take care of yourself. Avoid those crowds.
Yeah,
wear that mask when you have to.
We've got masks up here, Coach. We're in a booth with just me, you, and William. So William's got the mask on over there. But
hey, if you can't trust your friends, who can you trust?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I wear it to protect you guys, not because I'm not sure.
Because we're both seniors. That's what he's saying.
That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah. Here,
I'll tell you what, William.
we get no love from William Moorfield. Kick taken in by, that's going to be Sidney. He's up to the 10, up to the 18-yard line.
You're no spring chicken either, Williams.
Well, he's a lot younger than we are, Coach.
Yep.
And that's going to do it. The game comes to a close, and it was all Ashland tonight. Ashland comes in here to Paris, to Bourbon County, wins it 44-6. And Ashland, with the victory, go to 1-0 in the season. And Coach Jones waves over to the Ashland group, and they all say, thank you guys. Ashland 44-6 over Bourbon County. Bourbon drops to 1-2. Ashland goes to 1-0 in the season. Ashland is in. I'm telling you right now, they're in for a good season.
They are in for a very good season. We'll have to follow them remotely if we can, because love some of these players, Gary.
Yeah.
Some of these defensive players especially. Wow.
Yeah. So tonight, Bourbon County falls to Ashland 44-6. William Moorfield, King of Stream, was on controls tonight. You saw it right here on Prep Spin.
Because we don't have our graphics package.
Yeah, 44-6. The victory for Ashland for Coach Mike Meehan and William Moorfield, the King of Stream, and Joe Allen, our videographer extraordinaire, on top of the press box tonight. This is Gary Ball. So long from Bourbon County High School. 44-6. Ashland wins it tonight over Bourbon County. Until next week for high school football, the Mingy Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week on PrepSpin.com.